Welcome out to Bryan High School for the Lady Bear Holiday Classic here on BMU TV and Q96.5. I am Chris Malanga, and joining next to me, Jim Funderburg. I didn't think we'd be doing this ever again here, man.
What can I tell you, Chris? You know, you didn't think so, but I'm like a bad penny, buddy. I come right back and I roll right back into your life here again. Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, it's crazy. So we got to give him some volume here in just a minute.
There you go. No problem. I can't hear very well anyway, but the good news is a kind of a quiet gym here tonight as we get ready for the holiday tournament here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Our first game tonight is going to be Paulding and Stryker, the battle of the Panthers. And Jim, Stryker, just on a tear this season, undefeated at 8-0, 5-0 in their league. But Paulding, meanwhile, is just 2-7 and 0-3 in the NWC.
Well, you know, when you do a little homework on this one, because we don't do an awful lot out of the NWOAL or haven't in our history, when you look at this thing and you look at the coaches, when they looked at the BBC this year, they said that Pettisville was probably going to be the team that was going to be the team to beat this year. And the Stryker, although being a very solid contender and being a district final runner-up from last year, was not going to be the team that they picked to be the champs. And as you said, they are off to a tremendous start, 7-0, 5-0 in the conference. Steve Brown comes into this thing tonight, starting up his 20th season as the head basketball coach over for the Lady Panthers in Stryker. And you have a situation where he could be arguably, if not the best, one of the best for sure, girls coaches around Northwest Ohio.
Absolutely. Just a storied program at Stryker. I mean, they're always successful. They've had a lot of great athletes come through, including one of their assistant coaches, Connor Varner, who used to play varsity basketball for Steve Brown at Stryker, and now she's on the bench. I saw her coming when I was coming in tonight, and we called a couple of games with her there in previous holiday classics. So it's good to see that kind of talent just going there. And, Stryker is a force to be reckoned with, and it's going to be a tough one for Paulding tonight.
Oh, it's going to be a real tough one for Paulding tonight. It's almost just the opposite for them. They brought in a new coach. He's not a new coach. He comes over from Wayne Trace. His name is Gus Davis, but he is also in his first year now at Paulding. And obviously, whenever you bring a brand new coach in to a program like you have with him, you have a situation where you have the girls having to buy into what he's doing, having to understand what he's doing, a brand new system, a brand new way of doing things, and now you have a coach and a team that has to get to know one another a little bit better. Last year the team was 6-17. They do bring 6 letter winners back this year. They did lose, though, their number one scorer and number one player, Faith Vogel, from last year.
Yep.
She was a second-team all-conference player. But the neat thing, and this is the thing that we always talk about, Chris, and we've said it so many times before with one another, the one thing you can't coach and teach, that's size. And they do come in tonight with 3 girls that are 5'9" or taller. In fact, they've got a freshman, the young lady, if they want to bring her in, there's actually a 6-footer. So they're going to bring some girls in this gym tonight in Cassidy Posey, who is 5'11". She scores 6 a game, pulls down 5 rebounds a night. Brianna Townley, who was last year's leading scorer, who is actually a 5'9" senior now, scores 11 points a night, pulls down 6 rebounds. And then Caitlin Hale.
And last year, Brianna Townley, as you mentioned, her was on the all-tournament team for Paulding.
There you go. So you've got some players. You do have some kids. You're in a very tough conference. You're in a tough league. And again, tonight, as you said, you're running against the buzzsaw tonight with Stryker. But who knows? That's why you come in and play them. You never can tell. Stryker, coming in 7-0, they've not lost. They're going to lose sometime.
Yep.
And I'm sure when Coach Gus Davis had his girls in the locker room tonight, he told them exactly that. They're going to lose sometime. Might as well be tonight.
Absolutely. Why don't we take our first time out of the evening, and we'll be back with more on BMU Channel 3 and Q96.5. All right, back out here at Bryan High School, the Holiday Classic on BMU and Q96.5. Jim Funderburg, Chris Malanga along with you. Sorry, I had an echo in my headset. Now we're good. So Stryker and Paulding, Jim.
I've had an echo in my headset for a long time. But, that's kind of should be an interesting ball game. We talked a little bit about Stryker and Paulding, and as far as the Paulding ladies, Stryker comes in this year. They were 21-4 last year, district runner-ups, co-BBC champs, lost 3 players, and I think you remember them because we did the ball game last year.
Yep.
Taylor Haynes, Caitlin Wonders, and Paige Spielman. And in Haynes' case, she was a 3-year starter.
Yes, she was.
Wonders and Spielman both 2-year starters, and now you're coming back with some young ladies who have been around. They've played some basketball. Haley Dorman's been a starter and been a letter winner 3 years in a row right now. McKenna Liu and Emma Grimm and Emma Grime are both 2-year letter winners as they come into this ball game tonight. So, it does seem that Coach Brown does seem to have the ability to continue that pipeline going. Stryker girls basketball has been good forever and ever and ever, and appears to be heading that same direction again this year. Yeah,
they really are a tough team, and looking back over their history of this tournament, they're right in there every year.
Yeah.
Winning it, in 2017 or the 2017 edition, it'll be to seen. But last year they won the varsity 64-42. So, a big win last year over Fairview, and Bryan was the runner-up. Bryan was the third-place team, beating Paulding 52-36.
Yeah.
So
they're always going to be there. In fact, the opening night, if you remember that thing, well, in fact, you weren't here last night. I had last year maybe. I think you were gone, and I think we had another person up here. But the opening game between Stryker and Bryan was really the championship game of this tournament last year.
You're right, and I was gone. I was at a wedding last year.
You were at a wedding, and we had Sparty with us last year. In fact, he was up here with us. It was a classic. It was a ball game that came right down to the end. It was a good ball game to watch, and it's a shame that wasn't the matchup that we'd hoped for. But then, what are we setting up for maybe tonight? We got a doubleheader going tonight. I think the second game is probably, on paper at least, a little more competitive than this opening game is going to be. You would expect that Stryker is going to be able to take care of Paulding tonight and set up a Paulding and maybe Bryan confrontation tomorrow night for the championship. But again, they come up, they put the time on the scoreboard, and they count it down, and you've got to put more points on that board than the other team does by the time that final buzzer buzzes, and at that point, you get to play tomorrow night. If you don't, you get to play in that consolation game.
You do, absolutely. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups for both teams after this.
The holiday season is very special this year at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We're back in our new space, and it feels really good, and I'd love for you to come out and walk through it with us. There are some tremendous deals going on now for model year clearance. The 2017s are reduced. 2018s already have tremendous rebates, and we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles that aren't just about Fords and Lincolns. But most of all, I want to say best wishes for the Christmas season and all good happiness in 2018.
This is my story. I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a cat operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Back out at Bryan High School, it is the Golden Bear Holiday Classic. First game underway just momentarily as Paulding and Stryker, Chris Malenga and Jim Funderburg. And Jim, the game prior to this one, the Bryan Golden Bears defeated Fairview in a very close game for the JV.
Okay, very good.
Bryan will be heading the championship.
It is, it is a wonderful day of basketball today and tomorrow here at Golden Bears Gym, because it just a lot of fun. You go all the way from the JVs all the way up, and it's basketball, and more basketball here today. If you look at the starters tonight for Stryker, to be Brittany Haynes, Anna Stuckey, Haley Dorman, Emma Grimm, and Maddie Meyer. And for Paulding, who comes in tonight at 2-7, 0-2 in the NWC, it will be Audrey Manns, Kaylin Hale, Sydney McCullough, Brianna Townley, and Cassidy Posey, as we, I think, step away here for our national anthem. And after that, we'll get the official introductions and tip everything off here tonight from Bryan. It is the 15th annual Golden Bear Holiday Classic. And Lady Bears getting ready to play in the nightcap tonight. We're ready for the opening game, and we'll be right back after this timeout.
Back out at Bryan High School, it's the Holiday Classic, the 15th annual edition. It'll be Paulding and Stryker being announced right now. We're going to send it down to the table.
A 5'7" guard, senior, number 20, Audrey Haynes. A 5'9" senior, post player Kaylin Hale. A 5'8" guard, sophomore, 43, Sydney McCullough. A 5'11" post player, junior, 45, Brianna Townley. And a 5'11" post senior, number 55, Cassidy Posey. All these coaches are West Davis, assisted by Joel Barrett and Jason Carr. And now starting lineups for your Stryker Panthers. The 5'2" junior, number 1, Brittany Haynes. The 5'10" junior, number 20, Anna Stuckey. The 5'11" senior, number 23, Haley Dorman. A 5'6" junior, number 24, Emma Grimm. A 5'4" senior, number 32, Maddie Myers. Stryker's coach, Steve Brown, assisted by Eric King, Ed Hoover, and Hunter Martin.
There you have it, the starting lineups tonight, and we're going to let Jim play-by-play this first game.
Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what, this ought to be a whole lot of fun, Chris. Basketball at its finest right here on the Q96.5 FM and also BryanSports.com and BMU Channel 3. Looking forward to this ball game this evening. We're going to do the opener tonight. Chris will get the Bryan game for you here in the nightcap. Winner of this one takes on the winner of the second game tonight, and I guess if you looked at Vegas at this point in time, they're picking Stryker Bryan game for tomorrow night. But again, that you didn't hear that from me. How's that?
I'll tell you what, last year, Fairview really surprised and ended up in the championship game.
Yeah, they did. Tip is controlled by Paulding, who are in their maroon tonight with their dark numbers. And blue numbers with the white piping, and Stryker tonight in their white jerseys with the blue, and they hang on to the basketball and have it in the front court. A nice man look here coming out of Stryker. First shot will come from the left wing and will hit nothing but the air and be pulled down by Maddie Meyer. The shot was taken by Audrey Manns, and it's still a 0-0 ball game here early on as we get going here at the Holiday Classic on a Thursday night. It's kind of hard to imagine a turnover on the other end as the ball gets tossed from Dorman to nobody out of bounds, and they'll say it was last touched by Dorman, and it will be Paulding basketball. So both teams now have the ball one time. Both teams turn the ball over, and Stryker decides to pull some full court trapping pressure here on Paulding to see if the Panthers can get the ball in the front court. Sydney McCullough will bring it up, get it to the right wing. Jump shot will go up and will be good, and that is, I believe that is by Manns. Yeah. I'll tell you, those numbers on the front are kind of hard to see on those purple jerseys from way up here in the rafters. Ball goes into the post for Stryker, and a whistle and a walk as number 20, Anna Stuckey, had the basketball looking for an outlet, drug that back foot, and the turnover, now the second of the night already for
I was just
Stryker.
going to say, 2 turnovers and 2 trips for the Stryker Lady Panthers.
And again, full court pressure. Didn't really give many problems there to the Panthers from Paulding the first time. Out ball comes into Kaylin Hale. And at this point in time, the count is on as Paulding still has the basketball in the backcourt. Bring it into the front court and get rid of it down to Townley. Back out to the front. And again, a jumper by Audrey Mann. And Mann now is got all 5 points in the basketball game here tonight. And it's 5-0 Paulding here, just about a minute into this first quarter from Bryan.
Well, they tried to go inside and couldn't make it inside. They kicked it back out, and Manns was just in a perfect spot for a 3-ball.
Grimm drove the basketball, then brought it back out. The give and go gets tipped out of bounds, and the ball will stay with Stryker, trying to hit Haley Dorman on the cut right down the middle of the lane, and the ball got knocked out. It will be inbounds underneath that bucket. Comes into number 20, Anna Stuckey, and Stuckey has a person right on her, picks the ball up and then gives it away. Courtney Stewart gives it back out to Dorman. Dorman takes a dribble into the lane, and a jumper from just in front of the free throw line is good, and it's just like that. It's 5-2. Stryker with the first opportunity to score a basket after turning the ball over the first 2 times down the floor. Long pass goes down inside and laid in, and again,
that's Cassidy Posen.
There you go, Cassidy Posen. We got to really take a look and see the numbers on the back, because the front numbers are small and kind of dark in that jersey. Dorman takes a jumper from the left corner, no good. Ball tipped around and then controlled by Stryker. That's Stewart. Tries to throw it across court to Stuckey, throws it over her head and out of bounds, and that's the 3rd turnover already tonight for the Lady Panthers from Stryker, and they find themselves down 7-2 here, just over a minute into the first quarter. Again, full court pressure. So far, it's not been a real determining factor as Townley gets it across the free throw line. In fact, that's McCullough with the basketball. McCullough, a 5'9" junior guard, gives it up to number 20, Manns. Manns back over to the left wing. Gives to McCullough, who loses the basketball. Emma Grimm comes end to end, but has it knocked away at the very last second and out of bounds, and the ball will stay with Stryker. Good job coming down the floor was Sydney McCullough to knock that ball out of bounds. So Stryker will inbounds underneath their bucket, and before that happens, we will have a substitution. That's McKenna Luz who will come in, and sitting down will be Anna Stuckey. Courtney Stewart actually started over Luz here tonight, and they throw that pass in, try to go deep to Luz, and it gets tipped away, and Manns pulls it down. Gives it to Hale. Hale to the right wing, and the jumper is up and is good. And I believe, was that McCullough that made that one?
That was Posey again.
That was Posey again, 55. So Posey now with 4 and 5 so far for Mann. And a timeout called quickly, and we'll just keep it right here. And Chris, I'll tell you what, that's kind of a shocker.
Yeah, Paulding is 4 of 5 on field goals. Stryker just 1 of 2. And then Stryker has 5 turnovers to Paulding's 1.
Wow, just been an amazingly sloppy start for the ladies from Stryker, who have employed that full court press from the beginning, and it really has not slowed Paulding down at all, but Stryker just been their own worst enemy, not been able to be very crisp here tonight. and they find themselves down 7 at the 4:47 point here in the first quarter. So they'll bring it into the front court. That's Stewart to bring it in. Gives the ball to the bounce to Grimm, who's on the right wing. Back out front it goes to, we lost her for just a minute. Grimm again on the right wing. 15 is Courtney Stewart. Ball goes to Dorman, who gets double team on the right block. Back outside to Stewart, who drives into the lane, takes a shot. She's fouled. The shot is no good, but she'll go to the free throw line to shoot a couple.
So that'll be on Haynes. No, who's it?
That'll be on Mans. I'm sorry.
Mans.
Yep. And the first free throw is up and good for Courtney Stewart. Anna Stuckey comes back in, and sitting down is Maddie Meyer. And the second free throw spins around and comes back out and is pulled down by Cassidy Posey. In fact, it was Brianna Townley that pulled that one down. These young ladies are about the same size out there, the two bigs, 45 and 55. And a reach on the Paulding end, and the foul will go against Courtney Stewart. A common foul will be taken out right in front of the striker bench at about the midcourt stripe. 4:06 to play first quarter, 9-3 here. Paulding up over Striker. Jump shot from three-point land is no good. And the rebound comes off to the ladies from Striker. They'll push it quickly. Stewart out behind the three-point line on the left wing. No good. Rebound comes back down to Paulding, and it's one and done time all night long as they took the shot. It was 21 Luce that took the shot, and 43 McCullough that pulled down the rebound. Into the front court, and again, good pressure. Dorman all over Kaylin Hale, and eventually a reach-in foul on Dorman. And that'll be her first, the team's second now. And the ball will be side out right in front of our buddy Big Chet Dangler. And I believe that's
those numbers are super hard.
Yeah, I mean, the front side of this jersey is very small, and it's purple with blue letters on it, maroon with blue letters. Pass was intended to go to Sydney McCullough, but the ball was misthrown. The turnover goes back to Striker, and they're in a hurry going the other way. Set up for a three-point jump shot is 21 McKenna Luz, and Luz knocks that one down, and just like that, what was a 7-point lead now is just a 3-point cushion, as Striker now starting to take care of the basketball and find the range.
Yeah, and you know, if they're going to cover Dorman underneath, you got to get the outside shooting going, and that's just what they did there.
Townley with the basketball. She'll go down to Posey, who dribbles under one of the Striker players and misses a bunny, and the rebound comes off to Anna Stuckey. Dorman with the basketball in a hurry. Sutter steps, then comes down the lane. The ball's off the glass and off the rim, but the rebound comes off to Striker again, kicks back outside. Jump shot no good by Courtney Stewart. Rebound comes to Paulding, who keeps it and forwards it into the front court. Jump shot is good there by the Paulding Panthers ladies, by Sydney McCullough, I believe. Nope, that's 45, Brianna Townley. And again, these 43s, 45s all look the same from the front. On the other end, jump shot comes off from Kaylin Hale. And in fact, Allison Ankney, who we were told by the ladies next to us wouldn't play, is on the floor right now, and that's been one of my problems all along. I had scratched 24 off of the lineup there. And Ankney is playing tonight, and she took that last shot. Paulding with the basketball on the turnover. Long baseball pass. Gets taken away by 15, Brittany Stewart, and Stewart will bring it back into the front court, hold on to it, then feed one of her teammates. That's Brittany Haynes, who will take the jump shot. Ball's no good. Rebound comes off to McCullough, and a very opportunistic Striker lady basketball team as Lou steps in front of the pass, takes it away, and the subsequent foul will be against Paulding, a blocking foul. It'll be a common foul, and Striker will continue to have the basketball, but they'll inbounds underneath their own bucket. Stewart will go out for Striker right now.
They called it on White 24, but White can't have the ball if they did that.
Yeah, no, it's impossible.
22, they're going to put that on Kaylin Hale.
There you go. So striker Haley Dorman.
Wouldn't that be a big foul and get the basketball?
I'll tell you, you do that all night long, wouldn't you, huh?
Yep.
Inbounds to Brittany Haynes. Haynes works it over to the left wing to Luz. Luz gets it to Dorman inside, has it rejected, and then she takes it right back, says block that one, and I'll get it right back. Ball gets knocked towards the out-of-bounds line, and Grimm saves it, but saves it to Paulding, and Paulding will have the basketball after a little confusion on both ends. Down on the other end, Paulding with the ball in the lead, up 11-6. Ball goes outside to Arellano. Swings it to the right wing, and I'll tell you what, Striker's hands have been very, very quick here tonight. They've had several opportunities at a turnover. Ball gets fed inside to Cassidy Posey. She'll miss the first try, get her own rebound, put it back in, and Posey now with 6. She leads everybody scoring here tonight in Bryan. Down to 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Garman drops back straight on and knocks down a college three-pointer.
Yeah, she just drilled that.
And it's 13-9. One thing you cannot do if you're going to beat these ladies from Striker is leave Haley Dorman wide open for a look that's straight on like that one. 48 ticks as Paulding has the basketball. Arellano gets cut off by Dorman, goes inside to Posey, and a whistle, and I think we get a foul on Dorman?
Yes, we did.
Wow, if that's a foul on Dorman, is that not
That's
two on her? That's what I thought. And she's going to have to come out and sit down. So they'll bring Courtney Stewart into the ball game along with Maddie Meyer. Paulding will inbound underneath their bucket, and they do just exactly that. Ball being handled by Kaylin Hale. Gets it back out front to Ankney. Ankney puts the ball on the floor and dribbles. Gives it off to Arellano. Arellano has a couple of Striker players on her, so she'll feed inside. Nice move by Brianna Townley to get everybody in a white jersey up in the air, and then she went under for the lay-in, and that's 4 now on Townley on the night. And it's 15-9. 13 seconds to play opening quarter. Ball goes into the wing on the left side to Grimm, who takes the shot, and it's good, and it's for 3. And with 3 seconds left to go in the quarter, it's 15-12. Paulding will get the last shot, but it comes from midcourt. We played one. Paulding on top, 15-12 here on Q96.5 and BMU TV.
The holiday season is very special this year at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We're back in our new space, and it feels really good, and I'd love for you to come out and walk through it with us. There are some tremendous deals going on now for model year clearance. The 2017s are reduced. 2018s already have tremendous rebates, and we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles that aren't just about Fords and Lincolns. But most of all, I want to say best wishes for the Christmas season and all good happiness in 2018.
This is my story. I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a CAT operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
Yeah, this purple. Back in here to the holiday tournament. Jim Funderburg along with Chris Malenga tonight on the Q. Q96.5 FM. We've got Paulding and Striker, and the Lady Panthers from Paulding, Chris, surprised everybody with a quick start.
Yeah, they're shooting 58% from the field, and their leading scorers Cassidy Posey with 6, Audrey Manns with 5. Meanwhile, Striker is shooting 33% from the field, and they are being led by Haley Dorman with 5 points.
Luz will inbounds for Striker. She gives it to Haynes, who gives it right back to Luz. Goes down the corner to Meyer. Back out front now to Grimm. And then back into the Meyer in the left corner. They'll hand the ball to Stewart, who dribbles down the left lane, stops, tries to kick it to the left corner. It gets knocked out of bounds by the Paulding Panthers. It'll stay with the Strikers underneath their bucket.
They did a nice job of getting the turnovers evened up 6 apiece now.
Oh, wow.
Had an early lead in turnover battle.
Yeah, they really did. It's an amazing, it's been a pretty good basketball game. Ball swings to the right wing, and Brittany Haynes says, this three-point shot is favorable to me. Let's tie it up at 15 as she knocks it down. Inbounds pass contested, and then taken away by Emma Grimm. Gives it back over to Haynes again. It's from almost the same spot. She drops down her second 3 of the night, and she now has 6. And for the first time tonight, Striker with the lead. I'll tell you what, I think Coach Brown got his point made at that break as they steal the basketball from Paulding. And it's 15. Stewart kicks to the right corner. 24 is Grimm. Ball goes up, bounces around a couple times, doesn't go down, but Stryker pulls down the rebound, feeds it back out front to Luz, who doesn't get that one to go. And then on the rebound, we have a jump ball situation as Stewart and Cassidy Posey both have a portion of that basketball right under the bucket. Quick substitution, McCullough will come back in for Paulding, as they will have the basketball and will inbounds it over everybody's head to the other end, but Stryker beats Paulding to that end of the basketball. Somehow can't get the handle. Paulding ends up with it. Ball goes into the post. Turnaround jumper no good by Cassidy Posey, and the rebound comes off to Brittany Haynes from Stryker. Jumper from the right wing by Courtney Stewart's no good. Ball goes through the hands of a couple Paulding players and is contained by Stryker. Jump shot goes up and is no good by Haynes. And on the rebound, we have a whistle and a foul, and it will go against number 15, Courtney Stewart.
That's 2 on her as well, Jim.
So the one thing that's not gone well tonight for Stryker has been that foul situation, as Dorman now has 2. And Stewart now with 2.
Yep, and that's their 4 fouls.
Stuckey will come in, and Stewart will take a seat on the bench, as Stryker now will employ that full court pressure against the ladies here from Paulding. They break it without many problems as Townley has the basketball on the left wing. She'll kick it across court to the right wing, and that is Audrey Manns. Mann dribbles to the right corner, then kicks back to the free throw line. Jump shot goes up, no good by Estill. Rebound is fought for, and it finally comes off to number 1, Brittany Haynes, and she's in a hurry heading towards her end. Puts up a little underhand scoop shot that hits the rim and comes off, and Paulding with the rebound. Kind of a quick pace now as Sydney McCullough has the ball into the front court. Kicks it down to the right corner. They'll go inside to Brianna Townley, and Townley spins, turns, and drops that off the glass and in. It's 18-7 now. Stryker up by 1 early here, second quarter, and that is now 8 for Townley for Paulding. Stryker pretty patient, started to find their way on the offensive end. They have the basketball. Grimm takes the jumper from 3 land, no good. Rebound comes off to Kaylin Hale from Paulding. Paulding will bring it to the front court. Manns to the left wing, no good. Rebound by Townley. She had taken the shot, got her own rebound. That one's also wide. Off to Emma Grimm, and Grimm has it knocked out of her hands and out of bounds by Kaylin Hale. And it will be Stryker basketball right around the midcourt stripe. They have a 1-point lead, 18-17, and with that, Haley Dorman checks back into the basketball game for Stryker with those 2 personal fouls. Dorman with the basketball, gives it up. Into the corner it goes to Maddie Meyer. Back to Dorman on the left wing for 3, no good. Goes up over the backboard and is rebounded by Paulding. Number 20 is Audrey Mann. She brings it into the front court, gives it up to Sydney McCullough. McCullough will dribble right side and then feed it down inside. This has been the best part of their game as Brianna Townsley, nope, that was 55, Cassidy Posey.
She now has 10, Jim.
Has 10 points on the night already, and she has done a nice job down inside. Stryker brings the ball up the floor, and as Brittany Haynes tries to make her first move, she gets grabbed. The foul will go against the young lady that we just talked about, Posey. That would be number 1 on her, so 10 points and 1 foul. She leads all scorers on the floor with 10. And Paulding leads the game right now, 19-18 with 4:22 to play, quarter number 2.
On the main stop scoreboard.
There you go, on that main stop scoreboard. I forgot all about that one tonight, too. Yeah, you send me into retirement for a little bit. You get me away from here, and I forget everything that you taught me, Chris. So good job of trying to learn me a little bit more. How's that?
Absolutely.
Ball goes down inside again to Cassidy Posey, who this time puts up a real tough shot that goes over the rim, goes out of bounds. They're going to say that I believe it went off of Stryker, but the officials now conferring right on the baseline to talk this one through, and it will be white ball instead of purple ball. So it did go off of Paulding. It will be Stryker basketball. Haynes brings it in, kicks it all the way down the floor to Grimm. Grimm takes up a quick 3-pointer, no good. Rebound goes out long and will be picked up by Stryker. Ball comes to Stewart. She drives the side of the lane, takes a cut inside, throws up a little scoop shot that hits the rim but won't go in. There'll be a whistle and a foul. And a technical will go against the Paulding bench.
So who was the original foul on?
I don't know. Maybe it was that. Maybe that was the foul they were calling from the beginning, was Coach Gus Davis. As Emma Grimm goes to the free throw line and makes the opener. It's 19-19 now. And she'll have 2 here on the technical official down talking to the coach a little bit about what was going on. She knocked both of them down just like that. She has 5 points on the night so far, Emma Grimm does. And Stryker now back up by 1, 20-19 with 3:49 to play. If you'd asked me, I thought this was going to be maybe a blowout here in this opener, but Paulding has come to play some basketball tonight. Double team Stewart. She almost lost the handle but comes up with it, and then a reach-in foul is going to go against Audrey Manns. For Manns, that'll be number 2.
You almost hate that foul because that was just going after the ball. You know what I mean? It wasn't like she's trying to foul her. It was just
one of those
incidental
things.
Contact there.
She'll take a seat, and Asia Arellana will come back into the ball game for Manns. Don't forget, we do have another ball game coming up after this one. Inbound pass headed towards Dorman, but it gets knocked out of bounds. Stryker will re-inbounds right in front of the Paulding bench. Going to lose to inbounds to Brittany Haynes. Haynes kicks it back to Luz in the corner. Wings it over to the wing at Grimm, and Grimm loses the handle to Sydney McCullough. McCullough picks it up for Paulding. Stryker on top, 20-19, as McCullough lost the handle on that one, but nobody was around her. They'll feed it down underneath to Brianna Townley, who misses the shot. The rebound comes off to McKenna Liu for Stryker. Everybody from Paulding wanted a walking call against Stryker, but instead the young lady, number 24, Emma Grimm, does them a bit of a favor and just kicks it out of bounds. So the ball will go over to Paulding.
Totally different than we expected, huh?
I would say so.
I mean, Paulding's done a good job of handling the press. I mean, they've been able to get it underneath, which is what the game they want to play. They want to get it underneath.
McCullough brings the ball into the front court. She's being guarded pretty heavily by Maddie Meyer. And all of a sudden, Stewart picks the pocket of Asia Arellano, and she'll take it the other end and lay it in. And Arellano does exactly the last thing you want her to do, trail her down the floor and foul her on the lay-in. So not only do you get the bucket if you're Stewart, you also get the harm and the chance to get a three-point play. That stretches the lead to its biggest spot of the night here for Stryker, 22-19, with 2:47 to play here in the half. And Stewart makes good on the and one. For Stewart now, that's 4 points for her tonight.
Stryker 4 of 5 from the line now.
It's a pretty solid team. They're fundamentally very good. They're going to make their free throws, that's for sure. Paulding with some troubles inbounds in the ball. They get the ball in bounds, and then to Kayla and Hale. And Hale then turns around and hands it back to Arellano, who loses it out of bounds and gives the ball right back to Stryker.
Paulding's 10th turnover.
They've been a little sloppy here.
Yes, they have.
But as you said a little earlier, Chris, they've done a nice job handling that press pretty much tonight, which is tough to do against the Stryker team. Absolutely. Because they come at you full court. Brittany Haynes with the basketball. She'll give it up for a three-point shot to Emma Grimm, and as you can hear in the background, Grimm does nothing but drain it. And with that, Paulding wants to talk out what just happened to them, because they find themselves down 7 now, 26-19. We'll take a timeout, too, here on the Q 96.5 FM.
At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
Chris Malinga and Jim Funderburg here at Bryan High School tonight for the 15th annual Lady Bears Holiday Classic.
The A team is back, it says on the screen.
There you go, man.
It takes you to come back to be on the A team.
Well, I paid KB to do that tonight. I got to be honest with you. You know, if you pay KB enough money, he'll put anything up on that screen for you tonight. 2:21 to play here tonight in this first half as Paulding inbounds, takes it into the front court. Turnaround jump shot is no good, but the rebound comes off to Sydney McCullough.
Oh, nice move.
And shot missed by McCullough, but a foul on the play, and they will send actually Kaylin Hale to the free throw line.
McCullough went to take that shot, or not McCullough, it was Estel that tried to take that shot, and then she saw Hale and just took it over to her, and Hale missed the shot but drew the foul.
And the first shot by Hale is short. So 26-19 right now. 2:12 to play here in the second quarter. Haley Dorman checks back into the ball game for Stryker. And Hale with a second opportunity. And the shot is up and is also good. So 26-20 now. 6-point lead. Stryker, Brittany Haynes brings it across the midcourt stripe. Kicks it down to the corner to Grimm. Grimm will shoot, but it'll be short. In fact, it might have been a pass to Dorman, or maybe somebody got a hand on it because that ball didn't get to the rim.
Yeah, I think there was a handle on it. Somebody touched it in the air.
And it got knocked out of bounds by Paulding. It will be Stryker's basketball underneath their own bucket.
They're keeping Grimm outside, and she's just hitting them. Nobody's guarding her.
Left corner. Another one. There you go. Good point, Chris.
Grimm's at 11 points now tonight.
Sat there with a wide open look. The easiest three-point shot you got, most people say, is from the corners, and she knocked that one down. 29-20 now for Stryker as they take that basketball away. It's Emma Grimm again. Brings it across the front court. A minute and a half to play. Dorman on the left wing. She'll bring it out front. Crossover dribble. Fires it down inside a little bit too hard for Maddie Meyer, and it goes off her hands and out of bounds. In fact, it was off of Anna Stuckey's hands and out of bounds. Minute 28 to play here in the first half as Brianna Townley will inbounds this ball. Stryker again with full court pressure. So far, really not caused Paulding too many problems as McCullough will bring it across the timeline.
As long as they don't get in the corners, they're okay. When they get in the corners, that's when they double team and it's trouble.
Stryker's hands knocks the basketball away. And they'll have an opportunity with a minute and 7 seconds to cross that 30-point mark. And again, a wide open shooter down on that left corner. Shot no good by 32 Maddie Meyer, and the rebound comes off to Paulding. Paulding double teamed right at the midcourt stripe, and a timeout called by their head coach before she has the opportunity to turn that ball over.
Let's take a look at some quick stats. Jim, Paulding is 9 of 20 from the field. Stryker is 9 of 25, but Stryker's 7 of 14 from three-point land.
Wow.
Which kind of makes things a little different. And then
Yeah,
4 of 5 from the foul line. Turnovers, they've got 12 turnovers for Paulding, 10 for Stryker. So Stryker hasn't done a great job controlling the basketball, taking care of the basketball, but when it counted, they're getting it going, and it's 29-20 on the main stop scoreboard.
Well, here we go, man. Paulding doing the best that they possibly can to stay in this ball game. They were ahead for the longest time. In fact, they had a 7-point lead early. Now they find themselves down by 9, but they have the basketball with 50 seconds to play. Kick goes to inside to 45 Townley. She'll dish it over to Cassidy Posey, and Posey knocks it off the glass for points number 11 and 12. 29-22. Paulding this time doing a little better job covering that corner shot. Knocks the basketball out of bounds, and the Stryker Lady Panthers will inbounds right in front of what would be the home Bryan Golden Bears bleachers on their end. Ball comes to Brittany Haynes. Haynes looks like she's willing to slow things down just a little bit as she stands to the midcourt stripe and dribbles the ball. Stryker stands and waits. Looks like maybe they'll wait for that last shot with 19 ticks and moving.
Look for them to work somebody open in the corner for a 3.
Probably a pretty good idea the way they're shooting them. Grimm gives it back to Brittany Haynes again on the top of the key. They give it to Dorman on the right wing, back to Haynes straight away for a 3, and man, that didn't even make the net move. Nice job by the Stryker Panthers to move that basketball back and forth, and then finally find Brittany Haynes wide open at the top of the key. And she knocks it down without ever making the nylon circle there, and it's 32-22, just like that. Stryker up by 10. We'll step away. It's halftime here at the Lady Golden Bears Holiday Classic. And Chris Malenga and I will be back with some halftime stats and some chatter right after this timeout.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Halftime here at the Holiday Classic. First game, it's Stryker and Paulding. Stryker 32, Paulding 22 on the main stop scoreboard. And Jim Funderburg and Chris Malenga with you. And Jim, turned out early to be a close game, but then Stryker able to open things up.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you what, their defense, I think, has done as much for them as their offense. They put that full court press on, and they just keep ratcheting it down. Eventually they get a few turnovers here and there. And then all of a sudden, as we saw, they just got absolutely lights out hot from outside the arc. And the next thing you know, Paulding helped them out a little bit, allowed somebody to be standing wide open here and there, and they made them pay for it. So it's been a fun game. 10-point contest right now, probably exactly where I figured it would be between these two teams. But for a while there, what is about a 7-point cushion there for the ladies from Paulding there early on.
Paulding led at the end of the first quarter 15-20, and they did get it open to about 7-point lead, and then Stryker outscored them in the second half 20-7.
Wow.
So anytime you do that, you know, it makes it tough. Now taking a look at the team statistics for Paulding is led by Cassidy Posey, who's 6 of 9 from the field for 67%. All of her points were from the 2-point land. Audrey Manns has 5 points. She was 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 4 from 3-point land. Brianna Townley was 2 of 3 from the field. Kaylin Hale was 0 of 1 from the field but made a foul shot. So they were 10 of 21 for 47% from the field, 9 of 17 for 52% from the field, and 1 of 4 from 3, and 1 of 2 from the foul line. You know, they were shooting 58% in the first quarter, and they dropped down to 47%. We take a look at the team statistics for Stryker. Emma Grimm leads all scorers for Stryker with 11 points. She's 3 of 7 for 43% from the field. And all 3 of those were 3-pointers. Okay. So she had all 3-pointers, and then she made 2 foul shots as well. Brittany Haynes has 9 points. She's 3 of 5. That's 60% from the field. and she is perfect from 3 of 3 from the three-point arc. Haley Dorman has 5 points. She's 2 of 5 from the field. Courtney Stewart with 3 points, and McKenna Lowe's with 3 points as well. So there you have Strikers 32 points.
You know, Paulding, much to their credit when they got started out, and they still tried to do it as the second quarter went on. They made a lot of great plays down around the basket, getting that ball in, as you said, to Brianna Townley, Cassidy Posey. The two bigs for Paulding did a real nice job, especially early on. And in fact, Posey leads her team with 12 at this point in time. But it did seem like they started to collapse on her. Striker did as the quarter went on, and started to slow her down because, I don't know, you keep it quarter by quarter individually there, Chris, because I would bet that Posey had probably 8 or more points in the first quarter, maybe 4 in the second quarter if I just had to guess it. She was a little more active and a little more open in that opening period than she was in that second quarter, would be my guess and my remembrance of that whole thing.
You're right. I can't call that up to confirm it, but you're right.
I mean, they kind of let her get away with it, almost like, okay, make him if you can. And she made him. Okay. Yep. And then Coach Brown said, all right, we're not going to give her an easy look like that anymore. And they doubled down on her. They fronted her a little bit. They made life a little more miserable for her. And things slowed down just a little bit, although she does have 12 points here in that first half. For my money, for Paulding, if you're going to be able to get back in this ball game, you're probably going to have to get back in and get a little of that going again underneath. But the only way you're going to make that happen, I would think, is somebody's going to have to start making some shots from outside.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, if they don't start opening things up out there and forcing them back out to the front, it's going to be tough for them to go back into that inside game that they were so successful with.
All right, we're going to take a final time out of the half. We'll be back with the second half action after this on BMU and Q96.5. Back out.
Sorry about that. Back out here, we were moving a water bottle in front of the, again, you had to retrain me. I had the water bottle in front of the camera for the scoreboard for the TV side here, everything tonight. So we were adjusting ourselves here at this point in time. How's that?
That's right. And speaking of the TV side, make sure when you go to the concession stand, you check out the game on the big screen.
Yeah, that's the neat part. The guys from BMU taking care of everything here tonight and allowing you to see what's going on. As you leave your seat and you go down to get a bag of popcorn here tonight. Same starters, Haynes, Stuckey, Dorman, Grimm, and Meyer for Striker as they have the basketball, and they're in the front court right now. Grimm feeds the ball down to Dorman, who steps up, stops at the right block, takes a shot. It's contested nicely by Paulding, and Cassidy Posey alters the shot, pulls down the rebound, and Paulding has the basketball. Fed down left block low. Jump shot, Brianna Townley, no good, and the rebound again comes off to Anna Stuckey. So it's one and done for both teams as we open up quarter number 3 here on the Q and on BMU TV. For Paulding opening things up, and we got a whistle and a blocking foul underneath. It is Audrey Manns, Kaylin Hale, Sydney McCullough, Brianna Townley, and Cassidy Posey opening up for them.
For the foul.
Posey with 2 now.
Yep.
2 fouls, 12 points on the night. And the foul then will
I think that's Emma Grimm at the line.
I believe it's Emma Grimm. I agree with you. She makes the opener, and that is 12 now for Grimm on the night. Her second one also good, and they get 13 now for Grimm, and the score now 34-22. Striker on top of Paulding here, just underway third quarter. McCullough brings it to the front court and then gives it off to Manns. Manns on the right wing, holds it high, skips it to the left side to Kaylin Hale. And it's Sydney McCullough with the basketball at the top of the key. Dishes it off to Audrey Manns. They'll feed it down low.
Nice move inside.
Little hook shot by Brianna Townley is a little bit wide, but she'll draw the foul. And the foul will go against Maddie Meyer. For Meyer, that's her first. First team foul in the second team foul in the second half, actually, for Striker. First team foul in the second half. Sorry about that. And the first shot is good by Brianna Townley. 34-23 for Townley. That's 5 on the night.
This is where Paulding needs to do a good job as the foul line.
And the second one hits the rim, and you cursed her, Chris, and she says, that darn Chris Malenga. I'm telling you what, Maddie Meyer pulls down the rebound, and Brittany Haynes brings the ball in the front court. Again to Grimm on the left wing for the 3, and again, the net doesn't move, and it's 37-23, and that's 16 for her. Yeah.
She's a player, man.
She sure is. Well, you wonder where they come from, but they just constantly restock these players from Stryker as they come through.
Well, when you double team Dorman, that leaves a lot of stuff out there.
It does. Hale with the basketball.
doing.
She'll give it to Sydney McCullough. McCullough will kick it to the right wing to Hale, who dishes it inside. The ball gets knocked away, but saved by Hale. Goes around the horn to the left corner. Jump shot is no good. I believe that was Audrey Manns that took the shot. And the rebound comes long to Emma Grimm. Grimm quickly up the floor to Dorman. Dorman gives it right back to Grimm, who goes to the bucket and gets it knocked away. Nice little give and go between Grimm and Dorman. Dorman sat down around the left block. They threw the ball in the lob to her. Grimm cut the lane. Dorman gave her the ball. She went up and got knocked out of bounds by Brianna Townley. And Stryker windbounds. Ball comes into the left corner, and boy, that was Grimm, and Grimm had a wide open 3, and that's the first wide open 3 she's missed. But Dorman pulls down the wide rebound. Stryker with the basketball again, just underway third quarter. Stewart turns around, takes an extra step with the basketball, and the inbounds pass, and the turnover gives the ball back over to Paulding. Paulding going to have to start cutting into that lead right now, Chris. They're down 14 here this early in the third quarter. Full court pressure again as the ball comes to midcourt to Cassidy Posey, and the Paulding Panthers break the press easily with Sydney McCullough, who sets up from about the jump line and knocks down the bucket. That's the first bucket of the night for McCullough, and it cuts the lead to 12. Dorman from the right wing for 3, no good. Comes out long to Grimm, takes it back into the right corner, then feeds it back over to Dorman, who cuts down the lane for an easy lay-in. 39-25, and Dorman now with 7. Again, Stryker with that full court pressure.
Stryker outscoring him 7-3 this quarter.
Grimm guarding McCullough. She brings the ball across the the half-court line. The ball goes right side to Audrey Manns. Feed goes down inside. A tough force shot by Brianna Townley. She's double teamed, and they will whistle number 15, Courtney Stewart, on that foul.
That's 3.
In fact, they're going to give it to number 1, Brittany Haynes, instead.
That's 2.
So there you go. And it will send Townley to the line. Very first one goes up and in. That's 6 now for Townley tonight. 21, McKenna Liu comes back into the ball game for Stryker. And Brianna Townley will have another opportunity here from the free throw line. And it also is good. So 39-27 now. Stryker on top of Paulding. 4:40 to play third quarter. As Stryker inbounds, and now Paulding will try to pick up full court. Brittany Haynes, baseball packs, other way, other end. Stewart dishes over to Stuckey. Stuckey misses the lay-in, fights for the rebound, and comes up with it. Dishes it back out to Haynes, down to the right corner to Stewart. Stewart cross court to Dorman, who dribbles into the lane. Just inside the free throw line, she pulls up, takes a jump shot, and it's 41-27.
Dorman just has a sweet little shot, doesn't she?
She does, I'll tell you. She and Grimm, I think, are 2 of the better basketball players we've seen play around this area. Paulding comes the other way quickly, and Sydney McCullough, 20, Audrey Manns, pulls up on the left of wing and makes the 3-point shot, so it's 41-30. Ball comes to Stewart, loses the handle, but able to recover down the right corner. Kicks it back out front to Dorman. Dorman, quick pass underneath, and as number 20, Anna Stuckey, tries to go up, she gets fouled.
Cassidy Posey will pick up foul number 3. That's who it's on. Yep.
And that will send Anna Stuckey to the free throw line. Stuckey with the first free throw, which is a little bit short, comes off the iron. Jalen Parrott comes in along with Asia Arellana for the...
They've gotten a little smaller there, Jim. Sorry, I didn't mean to
Yeah,
go
no,
out there.
for Paulding. Stuckey makes the second one, and it's 42-30 now. 12-point cushion again for the ladies from Stryker. Dorman guarding Audrey Manns in the front court. In fact, that's Jalen Parrott now, 10. And Parrott will be caused to double dribble. Again, Dorman, pretty intimidating young lady out on that floor when it comes to basketball. Plays good defense, good offense, just very good, solid, fundamental basketball. Long pass goes down the floor to Stryker, and it is Emily Grimm who gets it. Goes up, no good. Rebound fought for, comes off to Stryker, back out front to Dorman. Dorman puts the ball on the floor, kicks it down to Stewart on the left wing. She'll get it to Grimm on the right wing, and Grimm has it spin in and out. Thought that was going to go down. Rebound off to Paulding. Pass down to a wide open. Yeah, can't understand why they didn't take that one. But it goes the other way, and 24 Emma Grimm lays it in for Stryker. So it's 44-30 with 2:48 to play now in this third quarter.
At the very least, if you take that shot and miss it, you might draw a foul.
You got to do something.
Absolutely.
It was Arellana that didn't take the shot. Turnover on the Paulding end as the ball goes over to Stryker, and then a kind of a foul out of frustration, I believe, on Jalen Parrott. I think it was Parrott who decided not to take that shot a little while ago.
They're going to call that on Audrey Manns.
There you go.
Is she even out there? Yeah, I guess she is.
They're hard to see, man. I'm telling you what, these numbers from the front are unreadable.
Even with your quadrifocals.
Oh, man, quadrifocals or no quadrifocals. How's that? Grimm kicks the ball down to the left corner, then back out front. Lob pass goes to Dorman underneath, and as she goes to the rim, she'll be fouled. I believe.
That one's on Parrott.
There you go.
We're going to take a full timeout. Why don't we take it with him, Jim? The main stop scoreboard shows Stryker 44, Paulding 30. Back after this on BMU and Q96.5.
The holiday season is very special this year at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We're back in our new space, and it feels really good, and I'd love for you to come out and walk through it with us. There are some tremendous deals going on now for model year clearance. The 2017s are reduced. 2018s already have tremendous rebates, and we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles that aren't just about Fords and Lincolns. But most of all, I want to say best wishes for the Christmas season and all good happiness in 2018.
This is my story. I'm a mother of three, a wife, and a CAD operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
Back here at Bryan High School, Jim Funderburg along with Chris Malenga as we have the opening game tonight of the Holiday Classic here. Ladies playing a little basketball tonight on a Thursday night. Back here again tomorrow night for the doubleheader, and don't forget the second ball game tonight, the Bryan Golden Bears and the Fairview Apaches, as Dorman goes to the free throw line to take her first shot. That was a little too hard and will be missed. 44-30, 2:19 to play, quarter number 3. She'll get a second, and this one is on its way and in. So Dorman splits the pair. She has 10 on the night right now, and Stryker up by 15, 45-30, as Manns will bring into the front court. Tries to give the ball to Parrott, but the pass a little bit too strong. Stewart comes up with the basketball. Nope, it was actually Grimm that got the ball, and she went coast to coast for the lay-in.
It's just too easy, isn't it?
It is way too easy. 47-30 when you're doing it that way. Parrott with the basketball, looking for some help, but again, nothing inside for the Panthers. Ball gets turned over. Stryker has it on the run out, and this time it's Stewart, 15, who gets ahead of the pack and lays it in. And it's 49-30. That's 6 for Stewart on the night. Minute and 37 to play, quarter number 3.
Two players in double figures, Grimm and Dorman, each in double figures for Stryker.
Winner here gets the winner from Fairview and Bryan. They play right after this one, so hang with us here on the queue. Shot is missed by Sydney McCullough, and the rebound comes off to Dorman for Stryker, who runs the floor, gets the ball in the left corner, and knocks down the three-point shot. gave the ball up and just kept running. Stewart found her in the corner all by herself, and she dropped it down for three. It's 52-30. Now a 22-point ball game.
Wow. What an explosive quarter.
Yeah, it was, well, you know, we expected this to kind of be a blowout potentially. Stryker yet to lose a ball game this year. Parrott takes the jump shot. It's no good. There's a whistle underneath on the rebound, and it will go against number one, Brittany Haynes.
That's three on her.
From Stryker.
Maddie Myers will check back in. It's wise to sit Haynes with 3 fouls.
And on the other side, they will bring Sadie Estel and also Cassidy Posey in for Paulding. And Anna Stuckey comes in for Stryker as well. And they will sit down McKenna Lewis. 52 seconds left in the third quarter as the inbound pass gets tipped towards the mid-court stripe and scooped up by Sydney McCullough of Paulding. She'll dribble right in towards the right side. The ball gets knocked out of bounds by Stryker. It'll stay with Paulding right in front of their Paulding bench right around mid-court. Carolina will throw the ball in. And she finds McCullough in the right corner, who hangs on to it for a minute. Kicks it back out front to Carolina. McCullough at the top of the key. Dribbles down the lane. Over to Sadie Estel. Feeds it inside to her friend Cassidy Posey. Posey lost the handle of the basketball. Stryker comes up with it. And it's Maddie Meyer with the basketball. She'll give it off, and Stryker will hang on to it for that last shot as Stewart brings it into the front court. Cross-court dribble by Stewart to the free throw line. Dish to the right corner. Ooh, looked like a walk, but they got away with it. Left wing jump shot for three, no good. And on the rebound, we have a whistle and a foul with 0.5 of a second to go. And the foul will go against Stryker.
Maddie Myers, that'll be 2 on her.
And with 0.5 of a second, Paulding will inbounds underneath the Stryker basket. And they will just toss the ball in and watch the clock expire. So we played 3 here at Bryan. It's 52-30. Stryker on top of Paulding here on the Q and BMU TV.
At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Back here at the Bryan High School gym, Jim Funderburg, Chris Malenga. 8 minutes left to play in this basketball game. Winner here is going to get the winner of Fairview and Bryan tomorrow night at around 7:30 or so. Here's Paulding inbounds. They'll get a shot off right around the bucket, but it's no good by Sadie Estel, but they'll come up with a rebound. And this jump shot by McCullough goes up, catches about everything, including backboard and net. In fact, it's Brianna Townley, 45, not 43, who gets the basket, and it's now a 20-point game, 52-32. Into the front court, McCullough with the reach in, and the ball will get turned over to, or remain with Stryker. They'll inbounds. Long lob pass to Dorman, backdoor cut, and Dorman with a nice job of laying that one in.
Wow. Dorman now with 15 points on the night.
Tell you what, these young ladies from Stryker know how to play some basketball.
Yes, they do.
54-32. Ball goes to Townley. Townley kicks it out to Estel. Tries to get it inside. Gets knocked away, but Estel comes up with a loose ball. kicks it down to the right block, and a wide open Sydney McCullough, and McCullough able to lay it in to make it 54-34. That's 4 now on the night for McCullough. Stewart brings it in the front court for Stryker, has it knocked away. Fight for the basketball ends up coming to Emma Grimm.
Oh, what a move.
Grimm gets it down inside, knocks it back outside to 32 Maddie Meyer, who gives it right back to Grimm, who lays it in. That's 22 for her now.
That was acrobatic almost,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
It was. Paulding with the basketball, and really has no answer to this Stryker deluge that they're going through right now. Jump shot taken by Brianna Townley. No good, and on the rebound we have a jump ball situation. And the arrow is Stryker's.
In the JJ Wins Holiday Tournament, the first game, Olmsted beat Jones Academy out of Toledo 72-44. Second game is North Central versus Fremont. North Central is losing to Fremont 15-9 at the end of one.
Stryker inbounds, and the ball is stolen by Sydney McCullough, who knocks that in. 56-36 here on the main stop scoreboard. And that's 6 now for her. Ball goes to the right corner to lose. Back out to Dorman. It looks like Stryker now somewhat patient to be a little more deliberate. Backdoor cut and the feed back out front. And just like that, Dorman hits one just inside that three-point line on the left wing. Knocks it down. 56-38 now with 5:55 to play. Brianna Townley will bring it to the front court. She has Lou on her. Gives the ball up to Sydney McCullough, and a reach-in foul will go against Stryker. That will go against Brittany. Yeah, that will go against Haley Dorman. Yeah, 23.
No, they went on Haynes.
They go on Haynes?
Yep. No, I don't know. I thought he said Haynes, but Haynes on fouls on the scoreboard is not right.
Yeah, so I believe they lit up 23 over there is what I was trying to figure, and it didn't make sense for a minute. She steps in front of the inbounds pass, Dorman does, then feeds the ball off to Emma Grimm, who has the ball blocked on the lay-in, and the rebound comes off to Paulding. Audrey Manns brings it into the front court. Paulding with the basketball. Jalen Parrott dribbles along the right side, and the reach-in foul will go against 23 this time, Dorman.
See, I have her as 4 fouls now, but that's not right.
Okay.
I don't know who they called that last one on.
Yeah, I think with 5:16 left to go, we don't have to worry too much.
No,
22-point spread right now, 58-36. Stryker on top of Paulding. Paulding inbounds the basketball in their end. Turnaround jumper for Audrey Manns is no good, and the rebound comes off to Grimm. Grimm's going to drive it end to end. Goes up for the little layup, and she is fouled, and I believe that is Parrott 10.
Yep.
They got the foul on that one.
Be 2 on her.
And it'll send Grimm to the free throw line. She has 22 so far tonight. And she'll shoot 2 here from the free throw line, and I'll tell you what, she makes it look so easy, Chris, from there.
She does. Before this one, she was 4 of 4 from the line, so make her 5 of 5.
That ball just kind of floats out of her hands from that charity stripe, and both of them go in. 60-36 now. 24-point game here as Stryker's on top. Ball goes inside to Ankney. Ankney drives it along the baseline and bounces it up and hits about every corner of that rim before it falls through. That's the first bucket of the night for Ankney, and Stryker answers right away on the other end as they go coast to coast with a long pass to Emma Grimm, and Grimm's able to find her way through the only purple jersey on that end and lays it in. 62-38 now with 4.5 to play. Ball gets tipped out by Stewart now on the Paulding end. It will stay with the Paulding Panthers. They'll inbounds underneath their bucket.
It's going to be on Stewart. The third team says 7th, so.
Yep, there you go. So it's time to shoot one in bonus. So Audrey Manns will be the young lady at the free throw line. And her first shot is a little too strong, and the rebound comes off to Maddie Meyer of Stryker. Gives to Dorman. She'll bring it across the timeline. Working on Audrey Mans. Across the free throw line, and then gives the ball up to Grimm. Grimm gives it right back to Dorman. She'll work left baseline. High pass out to McKenna Lewis, and she'll give it right back to Dorman. Dorman dribbles, kind of got a wrong footed, put the ball up, cut the side of the backboard, and the rebound comes off to Paulding. Other end, Parrott all by herself calling for the ball, and they get it to her, and Parrott has an easy little lay-in. So all of a sudden, she gets her first bucket of the night.
She was just standing in the key.
Just standing there waiting for things. Dorman comes dribbling down the lane here with the basketball and gets it knocked out of bounds, but in the process gets fouled.
Ashlyn Rice. So now that's the bonus for them too. But I mean, she's shooting 2 right now, but the next foul will be 1 and 1.
Dorman knocks this one down, and again, it is so effortless for them at the free throw line. And on this level, so many times you watch these young ladies try to make a free throw, and it can be a job. And with both Dorman and Grimm, they step up very confidently to that free throw line and let them fly. She misses the second one, so I jinxed her. But 63-40 now with 3:41 to play in this basketball game. Stryker going to move on to tomorrow night. Be interesting to see whether it's Fairview or Bryan, as McKenna Liu takes the basketball away, and then Parrott takes it right back, and she gets fouled. Liu laying in the weeds for a minute to take the ball away from Parrott, and Parrott got a little mad, and when Liu went to throw the ball to one of her teammates, Parrott stepped in front, took it right back, and then the reach-in foul sends Liu to the free throw line to
Maddie Myers on the foul.
shoot a couple of them. First one spins in and out. Okay, just like that. The difference between the way Dorman shoots them and the way Grimm shoots them and the way everybody else shoots them here tonight is just amazing. Second one goes in for Parrott. And it's a 63-41 game now with 3:20 to play in this basketball game. Chris will be bringing the Bryan Fairview game here shortly, so hang with us. After this one, we'll get you some stats as Stryker turns the ball over. Parrott brings it down, tries to feed it in the middle, and Dorman steps in front of it at the very end, so the turnover gives the ball right back to Stryker, and the whistle on the foul will go against Paulding.
That's Hale.
And Hale says, you know, I'm just getting frustrated right now. Brittany Haynes will check in. Emma Grimm will come out for Stryker. 3 minutes to play in the ball game.
She comes out with 26 points.
Dorman steps up and knocks down the first free throw.
You're right. Effortless is definitely the word for that.
It's amazing. You know, again, knocks the second one down. Watching the college level, watching this level, that young lady just absolutely, she and Grimm at that free throw line, they just stand up and it just floats out of their fingers and into the rim. Unbelievable the way they shoot. Ball goes inside to Audrey Mans, and Mans gets fouled as she goes towards the rim. So she'll come to the free throw line, and all of a sudden now with 2:52 to play in the ball game, it has become a free throw shooting exhibition here. I'd have to believe Stryker at one point in time they were shooting, they were perfect, but they missed a couple, but the first one does go down for Audrey Mans. Well, they've shot a pretty high percentage here tonight from both three-point lane and the free throw line
they
tonight.
Are 13 of 17 for 77%.
There you go. Both free throws are made. That's 10 points now for Audrey Mann on the night, 65-43, as Brittany Haynes brings the ball into the front court. Haley Dorman with the basketball, and she's kind of taking her time now. It looks like Stryker is willing to dribble the ball around the perimeter. Then she makes her cut towards the rim. Ball put up a little too hard. Ball goes out of bounds off of Paulding. It will stay with Stryker. But again, they seem to have slowed things down just a little bit, and they're willing to take a little time off this clock. 2:28 to play. And a 22-point lead for Stryker, 65-43.
And that 1-2 punch of Dorman and Grimm is just, I mean, I don't know where else you have in Northwest Iowa basketball. Two players of that caliber on the court at the same time.
You know, it could be a lot of fun tomorrow night. if we can get Bryan into this ball game to watch Stryker and Bryan play the game tomorrow night, and just see how these young ladies match up. Dorman feeds down underneath to Anna Stuckey, and Stuckey misses the lay-in. Rebound is fought for and pulled off the pile by Kaylin Hale. Paulding brings it to the front court. They'll wait for Parrott to come down. Parrott now trying to run this offense. In fact, that is 15 Ashlyn Rice now.
She makes it.
And Rice with a little shove and go, and bounces off that glass and in. And then Rice did the same thing. Parrott, the announcer called her Parrott. Okay, they look a little bit alike, and they said Parrott, and when they said Parrott, she put her hands over to the scorer's table like, hold it, buddy. I'm 15, man, not 10. Ashlyn Rice is the name. Get it right, buddy. Gonna have to score that one again. Jump shot from the left wing behind the three-point arc is no good, short, and out of bounds. And Stryker will have the basketball to inbounds underneath the Paulding basket. With just a minute and a half to play here in this basketball game.
20-point lead.
Dorman brings it up. Sets it up. Gives it to Brittany Haynes. Haynes lobs it down underneath to Stuckey. Stuckey sees a cutting Stewart coming off the right wing. Gives it to her, and Stewart bounces it off the glass for an easy 2.
8 points now for Stewart on the night.
67-45 now for...
This is about what I thought would happen.
I think we both thought this was about the score that we expected. And a real good start for Paulding to keep things close early. And then as the night wore on,
that'll be on lose.
Inevitability kind of weighed itself in on this ball game, and it's now a 22-point contest.
Double bonus here for Estel.
First shot by Estel is up and good. And Stryker now substituting wholesale. There's a lot of new faces in here. A lot of JV kids, I think, getting a chance to come in and play a little basketball tonight for Coach Brown. Because these numbers, I got Callista Blevins, and when you get past that one, there's not another number on my score sheet. I'll have to go over to their JV sheet to grab the numbers. Paulding with the basketball. Jump shot by Ashlyn Rice. This time it's no good. Brittany Haynes is able to pull that one in. And we'll go scrambling here a little bit. 14 is Mackenzie Cadwell. 22 is Brianna Dorrit, or Duro probably.
Duro.
25 is Arian Dangler. So
what a job to keep that on the bounds. She double dribbled it.
Brittany Haynes with a nice piece of magic there. And then double dribbles the basketball to turn it over, but did a good job of tight roping the out of bounds line right in front of big Chet Dangler, who didn't have a clue what was going on. Turn around, 20 is Audrey Mans who knocks that down. It's big Chet's Facebook timing right now, I think, or something.
Mans is now at 12, so 2 players in double figures for the Panthers, the Paulding Panthers, that is.
17 seconds to go, 67-48. Stryker on top. And an opportunity now for Ariane Dangler to get her name into the scorebook tonight as she takes a shot and gets fouled. And with 10.9 seconds to go, she'll get 2 shots from the free throw line. And the first one goes in. I'll tell you what, as a team, this Stryker bunch will kill you from the charity stripe. They are a free throw shooting machine. As Dangler drops both of those free throws, 2 points of the night for her now, and it's 69-48. Ball comes down to Audrey Mans, who drives the baseline. Kicks it back out front. Jump shot's no good. Rebound is controlled by Estel underneath for Paulding, but she can't get that one off as the buzzer sounds. And this one will end tonight, 69-48. Stryker beating the Panthers from Paulding. And we'll come back with a wrap-up on Game 1. Get you ready for Game number 2 right here on the Q, 96.5 FM and BMU TV.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student-athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln. Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Back out at Bryan High School, the final score from game number 1 of the Holiday Classic was Strikers 69, Paulding 48 on the main stop scoreboard. Chris Malenga and Jim Funderburg with you. Let's take a look at some stats, Jim. First, comparing field goals, Paulding was 19 of 41 from the field, 17 of 34 from 2, 2 of 7 from three-point land, and 8 of 13 from the charity stripe. Meanwhile, Striker was 22 of 49 from the field. They were 12 of 28 from 2, 10 of 21 from three-point land, and 15 of 19 for free throws. Taking a look at the turnovers, Paulding ended up with 16 turnovers to Strikers 12. And let's take a look at the individual statistics for the Paulding Lady Panthers. Leading the scorers for Paulding, Cassidy Posey and Audrey Mance had 12 apiece. Posey was 6 of 9 from the field for 67%. Audrey Mans was 4 of 9 from the field with 44%. She was also 2 of 6 from three-point land and 2 of 3 from the charity stripe. Brianna Townley had 9 points for Paulding. She shot 37% from the field and also 3 of 4 from the foul line. Sydney McCullough has 6 points, 3 of 5 from the field. Jalen Parrott had 3 points. She was 1 of 2 from the field and 1 of 2 from the foul line. Ashlyn Rice, 2 points, 1 of 2 from the field. And Allison Ankney was 2 points, 1 of 1 from the field. Kaylin Hale and Sadie Estel each put a foul shot in for Paulding. Taking a look at the Striker girls, Striker had 2 players in double figures as well. Emma Grimm had 26 points. She was 8 of 16 from the field for 50%. But she was 4 of 10 from three-point land and 6 of 6 from the line as well. So she was doing things on all facets of the game. Haley Dorman had 20 points. She was 7 of 14 from the field. So both of the leading scorers for Striker were 50% shooting. Dorman was 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 5 from behind the arc, 4 of 6 from the foul line. Brittany Haynes was 3 of 5 from the field with 9 points. Courtney Stewart was 3 of 6 from the field and 2 of 3 from the line for 8 points. McKenna Luce, 1 of 3 from the field. Callista Blevins was 2 of 2 from the line, and Anna Stuckey was 1 of 2 from the foul stripe, making it the 69 points. They shot 44.9 from the field, 42% from 2, 47% from 3, and 79% from the foul line, Jim.
Wow, that's truly amazing. But,
yeah.
You know, it is what we expected, isn't it, huh? They're good.
Yep. So
fundamentally, Coach Brown has these guys fundamentally as good as anybody in the area.
Stryker now moves to 9-0 on the season, and they will play tomorrow night the winner of the game that we have coming up between Bryan and Fairview. Why don't we take a short time out? When we come back, we'll look at this one after this on Q96.5 and BMU Channel 3. Back out at Bryan High School in between the games of the Holiday Classic, the 15th annual Bryan Lady Bear Holiday Classic. First game was 69-48 in favor of Stryker. They moved to 9-0 on the season and will move to tomorrow night's game, championship game. And then this game right now coming up will be Fairview and Bryan here as we do game 2. Want to thank all of our sponsors. First bringing you the game on Q96.5, Newcomer, Schaefer, Spengler, and Breininger, Amerimay Realty, American Family Insurance, Stark Heating and Cooling, Fuel Supply, Fair Auto Repair, the Stryker Athletic Boosters, Willis Electric, and the Stryker Youth Store, and Lamberson Packaging Solutions, also the Fairview Athletic Boosters. On the BMU TV side, Bryan Ford Lincoln, Northwest State Community College, Grill Funeral Home and Crematory, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Darrow Shirkey Ford, Oberlin Turnbow Funeral Home, and BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet, bringing you our stream that you can get to at bryansports.com. Jim Funderburg back alongside, and
yeah, tell you what, fun times, huh?
Yeah,
stretching the legs a little bit, getting ready to go. I'll tell you, this ball game, I think Chris, you could talk to the Lady Bears a little bit, but let me talk a little bit about the team they're going to face tonight, the Fairview Apaches. Their head coach is Michelle Wilson. She is in her second year. Last year, Coach Wilson was at 11-13. Only lost one player from this Fairview team last year. That was Mercedes Wagner, but Mercedes Wagner was the second team All-GMC last year, scoring 14 a night and pulling out about 8 rebounds a night. But they bring back a basketball team past that that is intact from last year's, including Kendra Schroeder, Allison Vetter, who is the center, who's scoring about 8 a night. Schroeder also 8 a night. And point guard Carly Wendling. So far this evening, they come into this ball game at 5-5. The GMC conference around here that is being led right now by Holgate, who are 7-2 on the season. Wayne Trace at 5-2. Hicksville at 6-3. Then Fairview fits in that number 4 hole right now at 5-4. Tenora at 5-5. Antwerp at 4-4. Ayersville at 4-5, and Edgerton at 2-6. Kind of an interesting situation for them, though, Chris. They come in tonight. They started out the season pretty tough. They lost to Delphus Jefferson 75-57. Then they snuck one out against Lakewood Park 49-40. Then they lost 3 of them in a row on the road to Patrick Henry, Archibald, and Hicksville. Came back home and beat Wauseon 46-42, and they are right now in the middle of a 4-game winning streak as they came off of a 58-19 thrubbing of North Central here the last time they played a little basketball. So a Fairview team that seems to have started slowly but are starting to find their way, and I would think for Coach Grosjean and these Lady Golden Bears tonight, probably going to be a handful, and I expect this to be quite a basketball game. And
basketball. Bryan is 3 of 4 on the season. They have 3 return. They have tons of returning letter winners, but the main one is Allie Miner, the 5'6" senior. She is back and she leads the team in offense. We also have Bailey Krupp, Kennedy Lamberson, McKenna Grube, and Kayla Arnold. Those are all 2-year letter winners, Jim. And then a couple of new faces. Kelly Miller started some of the games last year as a freshman. She's now a sophomore. And then we've got a couple new faces, including Sydney Lamberson, who is a transfer in, who is a senior, but playing on this varsity team. McKenna Grube is back this year. She missed all last season with an injury. She was injured very early in the season. She's back for her junior season, and the 5'9" junior gets some good playing time. Bryan, taking a look at some of their games that we covered here on BMU, the first game we covered was back on November 28th, and it was a overtime game, a tough game. It was Holgate and Bryan, and the Lady Bears led in the fourth quarter by 7. That game ended up going into overtime, and Holgate just in overtime poured it on, and they lost 57-54. Then they welcomed Eden in a couple of days later and took out some frustration as they defeated the Bombers 59-20.
Okay.
And then the last game we covered, the Bears beat Edgerton 53-38. And so they finished, 3-4 so far on the season. And of course, in the NWAL, they don't really get into league play until January. So, we won't see too much of that league until after the first of the year.
That'll be an interesting conference this year to watch as well. And I kind of find it interesting. This will be the 4th NWAL team that Fairview will have played in this early portion of the season.
Make them a member.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And so far, they've lost to the first 3 teams that they played out of the well, they've lost 2 out of 3. They beat Wauseon 46-42, lost to Archbold 61-47, lost to PH 51-40. So let's hope they don't even up their record against the NWAL tonight against Bryan. And obviously Bryan would love to be the 3rd NWAL win against the Apaches tonight, but I do believe the Apaches are going to give them a run for the money tonight.
Absolutely. This team has grown over the year, and I think that they've got him, Coach Wilson has got him going in the right direction. Kendra Schrader is the senior. She's a 3-sport athlete. She's a volleyball player, basketball player, softball player. She's got a 4.0. She's on the NHS. She's president of the NHS, and she's going to Ohio State. And
there you go.
You got a whole bunch of stuff there that's kind of she's a good player there for them, is Kendra Schrader, and she kind of leads this team, and she's the leader on the court as well. So there you have it.
Well, it's a basketball team that will be interesting. I think the 2 teams, they match up relatively well for size, for height. We're just going to have to see how these 2 teams go at each other tonight here. The winner moves on, as you said. They get a chance to play tomorrow night against Stryker. Obviously, the Golden Bears would like to be able to hold home court advantage. Didn't get a chance to play in the championship game last year because of a tough loss to Stryker. But who knows? This could be a situation where if they focus, play really well tonight, they get their chance for a little revenge tomorrow night in the championship game against the Panthers there from Stryker.
Absolutely. We got boys basketball happening as well tonight. The boys are in the DC Classic.
Okay.
They are ahead in the fourth quarter by a score of 39-38. So.
Oh wow, there you go. Good game.
Good game
there's a team that I was talking to Andy Brigo about this the other day, Chris. And have you seen the boys yet?
We have not seen the boys yet. Nope.
Hey, that's the one. They've had some tough losses this year. They played relatively well. I talked to Andy about that the other day. I said, what's going on with the boys there from Bryan? He says, it's always just something. They play really well. Then they'll make a mistake here. They'll make a mistake there. Something will happen over here. Something will happen over there. Different every game that he's seen them. Different every time that they played. But unfortunately, if you look at the record, you'd think they're having a horrible year, but they've been in almost every game they've played.
They have, especially they were real close with Ottawa Glandorf.
Yeah.
Ottawa Glandorf are kind of the class of Northwest Ohio when it comes to the boys' side. So
heck yeah.
We're looking forward to this one here on the Q and BMU. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we can give you the starting lineups and the first half action. Back out at Bryan High School. It is the second game of the Holiday Classic. Stryker won the first one 69-48, and this one is Fairview at Bryan. Bryan going to be starting their normal starting lineup. Sydney Lamberson will start. Allie Miner will start. Bailey Krupp will start. Kennedy Lamberson and McKenna Group. McKendry Seamer, the freshman, has started at times, but Coach Grosjean not going to be starting her today. Fairview's going to start Allison Vetter, Carly Wendling, Kendra Schrader, Mercedes Wagner, and Riley Mueller. So looking forward to this one, Jim. It should be a good contest and a good match, test to where Bryan is at this point in the season.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to accuse Bryan of trying to fix something, they should have picked Paulding. Okay, if you want to get an easy way. Oftentimes the home team will try to pick that team that'll be a little weaker. Tonight, I think Bryan has the tougher of the 2 matchups, and the Stryker ladies sitting, getting their seats ready to watch this one. No matter who they're going to play here tomorrow night, they've got a good idea of what's going to go on, and they're going to kind of take a look at this matchup and get a good feel for what they're going to have to do tomorrow night to win.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will get the first half action underway here on Q96.5 and BMU Channel 3.
The holiday season is very special this year at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We're back in our new space and it feels really good, and I'd love for you to come out and walk through it with us. There are some tremendous deals going on now for model year clearance. The 2017s are reduced, 2018s already have tremendous rebates, and we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles that aren't just about Fords and Lincolns. But most of all, I want to say best wishes for the Christmas season and all good happiness in 2018.
This is my story. I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a CAD operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
All right, we're back. Here's the starting lineup.
Number 4, junior Carly Wendling. Number 14, senior Kendra Schrader. Number 20, junior Mercedes Wagner. And number 34, a sophomore Riley Mueller. The Apaches are coached by Michelle Wilson, assisted by Allison O'Neill Sealblake, and the JV coach Nikki Bryan. And now for the starting lineup for the Bryan Lady Bears. A 5'5" senior, number 2, Sydney Lamberson. A 5'6" senior, number 22, Allie Miner. A 5'7" junior, number 24, Bailey Rupp. A 5'8" junior, number 32, Kennedy Lamberson. And a 5'9" junior, number 42, McKenna Drew. Bears are coached by Mr. Todd Grostein, assistant by Colin Walker, Captain Lamberson, and Bob Fox.
Apaches and the Lady Bears.
Should be a good one. I'm looking forward to this ball game. I expected the first one to be kind of a blowout. You know, big Chet Dangler got his stretching in and everything. Now he's got his sign ready, and he's on his way running up and down the floor at this point in time. And that's $75, Chet. We put it in the bank here. Every time we mention Chet's name, we charge him $75, and that now about the third time tonight, so it was about 2 1/4, I would think, at this point in time.
McKenna Groove dishing off against Mercedes Wagner in the middle circle. Tip goes to the Fairview Apaches. Apaches will bring it up quickly. It's Kendra Schrader. Schrader launches a 2-point basket for a quick 2. And wow, can't let the leading scorer just take off like that.
Wide open shot, nobody around her, Chris.
Bailey Krupp will bring it up. Will drive the lane, put up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Riley Mueller for Fairview, and they'll quickly bring it down again. Fairview with Carly Wendling with the ball carry. Feed it underneath to Mercedes Wagner. Can't catch the basketball. It's a scrum on the court, and we are going to, it's actually just loose now. And Fairview will pick it up. It's Schrader again on the left wing. Now she'll dribble top of the key. Now head to the right side. Schrader will feed over to Mueller. Mueller on the right side working against Kennedy Lamberson. She can't find her. Put up a shot, no good by Kendra Schrader, and the rebound will come down to the Lady Bears. 2-0 lead now for Fairview early on here in this game 2 of the Holiday Classic. Here's Allie Miner. She'll dribble to the right side, right about that Bears logo. We'll give over to Sydney Lamberson. Lamberson will cross court over to Kennedy Lamberson. Lamberson will feed underneath to Grube, then back out to Kennedy. Kennedy puts a shot up and good. 2-2 tie on the main stop scoreboard. Apaches will bring it up quickly. Wendling gives it to Mueller on the right wing. They set a screen for Mercedes Wagner. She has the basketball over to Vetter. Vetter top of the key, working on Lamberson. Over to Schrader. Schrader and Miner doing battle. Schrader will come dribble inside, put up a off-balance shot up and good. Schrader with all 4 points for Fairview early on as we go to 6:21 to play first quarter. Bringing the ball up is Sydney Lamberson, and she will be fouled. That's going to be on Carly Wendling. That'll be her first, team first of the game.
That was a nice job by Schrader to be able to use what little bit of a window she had to get to the rim and get that in.
Yep, Kennedy Lamberson will inbound to Miner. Miner puts up a shot with the right hand, no good. Rebound comes down to Vetter of Fairview. They'll quickly bring it down to Schrader on the right wing. Schrader cross courts it over to Riley Mealer. Mealer puts up a shot up and good. Fairview with the early 6-2 lead. Miner will bring the basketball up.
Mealer with a bucket and a rebound so far early.
Miner working up against Kendra Schrader. It's a good battle all night, we'll see. Sydney Lamberson now to Grube. Now back to Sydney Lamberson, right wing. She'll feed underneath to Kennedy Lamberson. Lamberson with a nice move, goes to put up a shot, misses it, and draws the foul from Riley Mealer. That'll be Mealer's first, team second. Lamberson was in the act of shooting, so she will head to the line. First shot from Kennedy, rattles, good. Took about every inch of that iron.
And that's why they put a lot of real estate up there, Chris. Might as well use it all, right?
Kennedy's second shot is nothing but net. And Bryan will put on the full court press for Fairview. And we're going to get she stepped on the line. Kendra Schrader was trying to find someone to break that press. Mercedes Wagner was open, but as Schrader threw it, she stepped on the line, and Sydney Lamberson will inbound deep in the backcourt to Allie Miner. Miner crosses the timeline. Gives over to Kennedy Lamberson on the left wing. Lamberson will dribble. Feed underneath to Sydney Lamberson. Lamberson will go up. She gets hammered, no call. And Fairview will bring it down quickly with Mercedes Wagner. Wagner will come in, put it up and good. Wow. They're letting them play tonight.
Yeah, they are. Better be ready to bring the big girl shorts here tonight. That's all there is to it.
Wagner with 2 points now. It's 8-4 Fairview on the main stop scoreboard. 5:07 to play first quarter. Allie Miner on the left wing. She'll look to drive, then dish back out to Sydney Lamberson. Lamberson will give over to Bailey Krupp. Krupp will drive, run into some trouble, then finds Allie Miner. Now back to Sydney Lamberson down low. Lamberson will drive, put up a shot, no good. That's twice now that Lamberson's driven in, and twice she's gotten some physical contact, as they say. Up and good on the other end for Kendra Schrader. So Schrader with 6 early points. And that's the difference in this game, as the main stop scoreboard shows 10-4. Miner loses the basketball. Bears get it back, but then Fairview pulls it down. Allison Vetter. They quickly get it down to Kendra Schrader on the right wing. Stolen away, though, by Bailey Krupp. Now Kennedy Lamberson will launch a three, no good. And Allison Vetter did a tremendous job of boxing out the rebounder, Bailey Krupp, and getting that rebound. They quickly go underneath, feed it to Mercedes Wagner. Now they'll get it out to an open Allison Vetter, who has nobody around her. Sorry, that's Kendra Schrader. Now over to Riley Mealer, who puts up a shot, no good. And the Bears will come down with the rebound. They'll quickly try to get down there. Quickly down to Sydney Lamberson, who puts it up, no good. She gets her own rebound. Now there's a scrum, and now we're going to get a jump ball call. It's about the 4th time Sydney Lamberson has hit the deck. Kelly Miller will check in, as will Kayla Arnold. Sitting down will be Lamberson and Miner.
Got to get used to the new hairdos here this year, too. You know, there's some different looks on this team this year.
So Kelly Miller will inbound on the baseline. Over to Kayla Arnold. Arnold to Miller. Miller bounce pass over to Krupp, now to Lamberson. Now back to Kayla Arnold. Miller, now to Krupp. Kayla Arnold gives it to Miller. Miller having trouble getting it. Now to Krupp. Back to Miller. Miller launches a three, no good. Rebound comes down to Kendall. No, that's Mercedes Wagner with that one. The other end, Kendra Schrader puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Miller. Bears are moving. Crossing the timeline. Kayla Arnold head fake. Back to Miller. Miller over to Krupp. Krupp on the right wing. Loses the basketball. Wagner with the steal. Wagner coming the other way by herself. Wagner puts it up off glass and in. And that's going to get a timeout from Coach Todd Grosjean. That'll be a 30-second timeout, and the main stop scoreboard shows Fairview at 12 and Bryan at 4. Jim, thoughts?
Man, I'll tell you what, so far Fairview played a little better basketball than what Bryan is. Controlling the backboard a little bit. I don't know the rebounds yet. I'll total them up, but a couple more rebounds. Doing a good job keeping Bryan to just one shot and being done, too, you know?
Yep, and you got your Allie Miners sitting on the bench early on. Not in foul trouble, but they just pulled her out right away.
Miner's been a non-factor at this point in time. She signed to go to play basketball up in Michigan
yes,
here a week or so, didn't she, huh?
Yep, she did. So the one to look at right now that's on the court is Kelly Miller. Kelly Miller, if she can get hot from three-point range, she's deadly. But the question is, will she get hot?
I've got Bryan down for 4 rebounds compared to 7 for the Apaches here so far, and Bryan's shooting percentage kind of miserable, but we'll talk about that at the end of one.
Kayla Arnold now looks at a 3-ball, then brings it inside. Now over to Krupp. Krupp will drive, and they're just stacking the inside of that box. Miller with the basketball. Back to Arnold. Arnold calling the plays, and now we're going to get a foul. That's going to be on number 10, Kendall Baker. That'll be her first, team first. Miner will check back in, and McKendry Seamer, the freshman, will check in for the first time for the Lady Bears.
Hard to imagine that Allie Miner would be sitting on the bench right now, but
she just checked back in.
There you go.
Miner to Miller. Miller launches a 3. There you go. Makes it 12-7 now. Now the Bears, let's see what they can do on the other side of the court. Kendra Schrader with the basketball. She's working on Kayla Arnold. Schrader gives over to Wendling. Now they get underneath. Shot is missed by Schrader. Bears coming the other way. Miner will bring it up quickly over to Miller. Miller plants her feet, puts up another 3, no good. Rebound comes down to the Apaches. 2-on-2. Underneath to Schrader. Misses the shot. Rebound comes down to the Lady Bears. Bears will bring it down. Kayla Arnold thought about a 3, then dished back out to Kelly Miller. Now Miner puts up a 3-ball. No good. Rebound comes down, and we're getting a foul on Kayla Arnold the other way. That'll be her first, team first.
Miner's taken 2 shots so far, 0 for 2. Bears 3, 6, 8, 10, 11 shots, and they've only hit 3 of them. So 3 for 11 right now from the floor.
They didn't put that foul. Now they did. I was gonna say
2 for 2 for the free throw line. Yeah.
So Fairview with the basketball. Bryan on the full court press. They've been pretty good about that. Miner inbounds, then gets the jump ball. So she's quickness right there, you can see.
Yeah, very quick. Arrow pointing towards Fairview, though. So they'll maintain the basketball.
So Bryan doing a full court press man-to-man. They'll inbound to Wendling. Wendling gets it over to Schrader. Schrader will work around a screen and then get it over on the right-hand side to Baker, who loses the basketball. Kelly Miller now for the Bears will have it, and she was going on the fast break, but then wisely gives back to Kayla Arnold to bring it down normally. 3-ball in the air, no good for Miner, and there's a scrum for it, and it goes out of bounds off of the Lady Bears.
Miner now 0 for 3 on the night.
Yep, Mercedes Wagner will check back in for Kendall Baker for the Apaches. Under a minute to play, the main stop scoreboard shows 12-7, in favor of Fairview. Apaches will bring it in. Kendra Schrader in the backcourt. Gives to Wagner. Wagner will bring it up. Wagner puts it up, no good. Gets her own rebound. Puts a layup up, and that's good.
Wow.
6 points for Mercedes Wagner. And the Apaches doubling up the Bears right now.
6 points and 4 rebounds for Wagner so far.
That's one up and good by Allie DuBois. For the Bears, Fairview comes the other way. Schrader with the basketball, working on Arnold. It's 14 versus 14 out there right now. Schrader will bounce pass over to Vetter, top of the key. Vetter looking to go inside. Over to Caitlin Smith. Smith will give on the right wing to Wendling. Now back to Schrader. Schrader will take it herself. Dribble in, put up a shot, and it is good. Nothing but net.
Who's playing on their home floor tonight?
Yeah. Oh. Allie Miner almost makes a long three, and at the end of the first quarter of play, it's 16-9 on the main stop scoreboard in favor of the Apaches of Fairview. Back after this on the Q and BMU Channel 3.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're Bryan proud, it's time to become Bryan strong. Whether you were a BHS athlete, are raising a BHS athlete, or just love supporting our Bryan High School athlete, this is your chance to be part of the BHS sporting community. Talk to any board member today on how easy it is to join, or contact us at 419-636-4536.
Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Darryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Darryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln.
Back out of the Holiday Classic here at Bryan High School. It is Fairview 16, Bryan 9 as we enter the second quarter of play. Bears have the basketball to start. Sydney Lamberson will try to feed it underneath to Kennedy Lamberson. It's a turnover for the Lady Bears. Lady Bears not looking like a team that's ready to play tonight.
No, it's been a tough night so far. Tough start for them.
Fairview will inbound. It's Carly Wendling in the backcourt. Bears putting on that full court man-to-man defense. Miner swipes at it. And that's going to actually be a turnover as she picked up her dribble, tried to find Caitlin Smith, but just couldn't get it. And Kelly Miller stepped in front of that pass.
Unofficially, Chris, I had Bryan shooting 3 for 15 in that opening quarter compared to 8 for 14 from Fairview.
Sydney Lamberson with the basketball. Now to Miner, who drives, loses the basketball. It's on the floor. Lamberson will pick it up and quickly give it to Grube. It rolls out of bounds, and it's going to be off of Fairview, so it'll stay here with the Golden Bears.
Both teams with 3 turnovers. I have 8 rebounds for Fairview, 5 rebounds for Bryan. So there's the difference. I mean, Fairview hitting over 50% of their shots from the floor. Bears were the only 2 free throws. They made both of those.
Lamberson will inbound to Allie Miner. Miner looks to crash, puts it up and in. Actually, that was McKenna Grube that put it. She dished at the last second to Grube. That makes it 16-11 with 6:54 remaining second quarter clock. Olivia Resisa now in for Fairview. And we're going to get a Fairview timeout, a 30-second timeout. Any more stats, or is that it?
That's pretty much it, man. I'm all over them. How's that?
Yeah.
Let me give you some individual stats, because that would be good. Schroeder with 8 points. Wagner with 6, 2 for Mueller. And on the Bryan side, Miller with that 1 3-point bucket. That's her 3. 2 points for DuBois. And 4 points for Lamberson, 2 from the free throw line. She's 2 for 2 there. But again, 3 for 15, Chris. You can't really open up. You kind of wonder. You look at those two. If I tell you one team's 8 for 14, one team's 3 for 15, one team's the home team, take your pick which one you're going to guess most nights.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Want to thank our sponsors, Bryan Ford Lincoln, Northwest State, Krill Funeral Home and Crematory, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Darryl Shirkey Ford, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, and BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. Those are the cable TV streamer or sponsors. We'll get you the radio sponsors as the game progresses. Fairview inbounds, and then Sydney Lamberson steps in front of the pass. Lamberson will get bumped all the way down by Kendra Schrader, and it just gets knocked out of bounds. low fouling game, only 4 fouls. They're letting them play.
Yeah, they are.
So Lamberson will inbound. Here's Allie Miner with it. She'll work on the left side. Kennedy Lamberson just crossed through the key, but Allie Miner didn't find her. Now Kelly Miller feeds over to McKenna Grube, who puts it up and in. So Miller to Grube. Grube now with 4 points. Points on the last 2 possessions for the Bears. Kendra Schrader with the basketball. She's working on Lamberson. Over to Rasisa. Rasisa finds Riley Mueller. Mueller will drive against Miller, and we're going to get a blocking foul on Kelly Miller. That'll be Miller's first, team third. Actually, I think that's just the team's second. They put it up really quick.
Yeah, that was, in fact, I've got him down. That's the only one I've got him down for right now, is that one foul.
So up and no good is Riley Miller, and the rebound comes down to the Bears. Nice job there by McKenna Grube to grab that rebound. Miller with the basketball for the Lady Bears. Over to Miner. Miner working on a screen. Finds Kennedy Lamberson down low. Lamberson put it up, no good. Rebound, gets her own rebound. No good on the second one, and then that time Fairview will come down with that as Olivia Rasisa grabbed that rebound. Carly Wendling with it now. Kelly Miller knocks the ball out of bounds on the pass. They were looking for Kendra Schrader on the right side. They got knocked out of bounds. So Mercedes Wagner, who by far is the tallest person on the court, I think, will inbound. And we're gonna get a foul. Stoppage in play. Foul's gonna be on Allie Miner. That'll be her first, team third.
So I'm missing one foul somewhere, Chris.
All right, that's all right. Sure, we'll figure it out. Wendling looking to get the pass, but it's stolen away by Allie Miner. And we're going to get a foul, I think, on 14, Kendra Schrader. We are. That'll be her first, team fourth. The Bears wanted that to be a shooting foul. I'm not so sure you could convince me of that. They find Miner. Inbound. Stolen away. Lamberson was the recipient of that pass, but Mercedes Wagner stepped in front of it. And now Fairview puts it up and in with Kendra Schrader. She now has 10 on the night. 18-13 on the main stat scoreboard. Fairview leads, 5:15 to go, first half. Now a 3-ball in the air for Sydney Lamberson is no good. And again, Jim, it's one shot, and then the Apaches pull it down.
Going to have to get some offensive rebounds, no doubt about that.
Mercedes Wagner missed a shot, got her own rebound, then dished out to Carly Wendling, top of the key. Fairview will reset. Schrader on the right wing, working against Sydney Lamberson. Schrader will come inside. Lamberson had her hands straight in the air, and the foul called as Schrader missed that one. And so Lamberson will draw the foul. We'll get the foul. That'll be her first foul, team fourth. And that'll put Kendra Schrader at the line to shoot 2. First one for Kendra is no good. Didn't even hit the iron or nothing. Checking into the game will be Bailey Krupp. Kelly Miller will sit down.
First free throw of the night for Fairview, and it caught nothing but air.
Yeah, that was yikes. Second one rattles iron, but it is good. That makes it 19-13. Fairview's lead. Allie Miner with no points.
That's hard to imagine halfway through the second quarter.
Yep. So Kelly Miller with the basketball. Actually, that's Sydney Lamberson. Miner will now drive and put it up and in. Boy, what a nice move by Allie Miner.
There you go. She heard you, Chris.
Yes, she did. Schrader will bring the basketball up quickly the other way. Riley Mueller will feed underneath to Mercedes Wagner, who puts it up no good. She gets her own rebound, puts that one up, and that's the putback. It is good.
She's just controlling the glass right now, man.
She absolutely is on both sides. Sydney Lamberson with the basketball. Lamberson will drive the lane. Dish over. Now Miner with it. Now back to Sydney. Lamberson will come right wing. And we're going to get a foul, and there's going to be an offensive foul. Wow. Foul's going to be on Kennedy Lamberson, 32. That'll be her first, team fifth. Coach Groschi not pleased with that call. And as he talks to the official on the far side, the official gives the standard answer, not my call.
Yep. Go talk to the other guy, Coach. Go talk to the other guys.
Traveling violation from Kendra Schrader. I don't know what she did there, but that was a weird play right there. So the Bears will inbound. Kayla Arnold's going to check back in. Sydney Lamberson will sit down. So Kennedy Lamberson will inbound underneath. Kennedy finds Allie Miner, puts it up, no good. Rebound comes down to Fairview. That's Allison Vetter. And the Bears will get back and not press here. They've been getting beat on that press. Oh, and they hand... Carly Wendling, actually it was, Kendall Baker was trying to throw the pass there, and it got into the gullet of Allie Miner, except Allie's foot was on the line, so Fairview will retain possession. Mercedes Wagner has it down to Vetter. Now they get it out to Schrader. Schrader working against Bailey Krupp. 3.5 minutes to play, second quarter. Over to Mealer. Mealer will feed underneath to Wagner. Wagner puts up a shot with the right hand, and the bank was open on that one.
Wow, I'll tell you what.
Wagner with 10 points now. 2 players in double figures for the Apaches already. Kendra Schrader and Mercedes Wagner.
Turnaround spin move, and all she did was put it in the box, man.
Yep.
And we put it in the box, it goes in.
Yep. And Kennedy Lamberson will go the other way off the feed from Kayla Arnold. 23-17 on the main stop scoreboard as we go under 3 minutes to play, second quarter here at the Holiday Classic. Stolen away by Kayla Arnold for the Lady Bears. Arnold will bring it up quickly. Find Miner on the right wing. Miner looks to drive and then will be fouled by number 10, Kendall Baker. That'll be 2 on her. 5 on the team. Carly Wendling will check in for her. And the Lady Bears will inbound on their own, under their own basket.
Striker ladies getting up, and I don't know, they're moving to the other side or going out for a Sammy right now.
Maybe they've had enough.
Yep. Yeah, I think we can take either one of these two. Let's just go home. I still have a couple presents under the tree I want to unwrap.
Inbound to Miner. Miner was all by herself, and now back to Arnold. Arnold throws it up, no good. Rebound comes down again to Fairview. Vetter has been a force on the boards. They get it down to Wagner quickly. Wagner puts it up and rolls. Wagner with 12 points now on the night.
Wow. She's definitely the difference, man. 8-point cushion right now.
Yep. Mercedes Wagner is, they don't list her height. That's no help.
She's pushing that 6-foot mark.
Yes, she is. Kennedy Lamberson will bring it in and lose the basketball as the shot was blocked. Fairview will quickly get it down with Schrader. Schrader puts it up, no good. Rebound comes down to Kennedy Lamberson. Nice strong rebound by Kennedy. And Miner will bring it up. Kennedy Lamberson gives to Miner. Miner finds Kennedy. And the ball is knocked away by Riley Mealer. Quickly, Schrader comes the other way. She'll lose the basketball. Pick it back up and get it to Carly Wendling. Nice job there by Fairview to not get that one a turnover.
Both teams with 4 turnovers here in this second quarter.
Allie DuBois will check in for the Bears. Riley Collins for the Apaches. Mercedes Wagner's playing lights out tonight for the Apaches. Riley Mealer loses the basketball, picked up by Riley Collins, no good. And we're going to get a foul the other way. Now that'll be on Kennedy, or Mercedes Wagner.
Going over the top there, trying not really, didn't have position. She wanted to get that ball, but she's a ball hawk. She goes after it anyway, went over the top though.
That's her first foul. It'll be the 16th foul. So the next foul by Fairview, the Bears will be shooting the bonus.
Minute 27 left to go in the second quarter here though.
Yep. Allie Miner brings up the basketball after the inbound from Miller. Miner now. to Miller on the right wing. Miller with the basketball. She'll give to Miner. Miner over to Krupp. Back to Miner. Krupp sets a screen. Miner feeds to her. Krupp puts a shot up, no good. Rebound tipped around. Will come down to Riley Mueller for Fairview. And Fairview will quickly get it down to Allison Vetter. Vetter looks to Mercedes Wagner. They find her on the outside. That's not where you want Mercedes Wagner, though. You want her underneath. But Vetter goes inside, puts up a shot, no good. Kelly Miller will come down with the rebound. 38 seconds to play, first half. Miner brings it down. Over to Dubois on the right side. Dubois is fouled by number 34, Riley Mueller. That'll be her second foul. So that should put Kelly Miller to the line. No, I guess not. It was Dubois who had the basketball. So Dubois will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. These would be nice to have.
I think kind of important to have right now, Chris.
Yep, first one no good. Mercedes Wagner comes down with the rebound. Wagner will bring it down herself. And Fairview wants the last shot. Coach Wilson calling it out. Wendling with the basketball, top of the key, 15 seconds to play. Collins with the basketball. Collins looks to drive, then they'll cross court it to Vetter. Vetter puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to the Bears with 4 seconds to play. They feed it down to Krupp. Krupp will step, put up a shot, and good. Nice job there by the Bears with under 5 seconds to play to find Krupp down low, and that makes the main stop scoreboard say 25-19 at halftime. We'll be back after this on BMU Channel 3 and the Q96.5. Back out at Bryan High School. Game 2 of the Lady Bear Holiday Classic finds the Fairview Apaches on top of the Golden Bears by a score of 25-19. Chris Malenga and Jim Funderburg with you. We're going to take a look at some stats, but first, Jim, the Bryan boys won tonight 54-49 over Paulding.
Good.
And Edgerton is leading 18-16 in game number 2 of their tournament. And let's take a look at some stats from this one.
Maybe that's a good sign for the Bryan boys. They've been losing a lot of those that are so close like that. Maybe this is their opportunity to turn that whole thing around. All right, let's take a look at it. At the end of one, it was Fairview 16, Bryan 9. At halftime right now, it's 25-19. So you can see that Bryan basically down 16-9 outscored Paulding 10-9 or Fairview 10-9 here in the second quarter. Let's take a look at how it works as a team, first of all. For Fairview, I've got them down unofficially for the evening so far. They were 8 for 14 in the first quarter. They cooled down quite a bit in the second quarter, only at 4 of 13. That's got to make Coach Grosjean a little bit happier, but still 12 for 27 so far at the half here for Fairview with 25 points. Got them 1 for 2 from the free throw line. They've had 7 turnovers and 17 rebounds. They're being led by Wagner with 12 and Schroeder with 11, and then Mueller with 2. So only 3 Lady Apaches have scored here tonight for Fairview. And you would think that would be a good thing if you were coach and say, oh, I've only got 3 people that have been able to score so far tonight. But unfortunately for the Bears, I think the thing that sticks the most out about this whole thing is where is Allie Miner at? Allie Miner with only 2 points for the Bears, and that's coming off of 1 for 5 unofficially. I've got her down for. So first of all, she's not hitting many shots. Secondly, she's not taking a lot of shots here at this point in time, which is a little scary as well. Scored 9 points in the first quarter, 10 points in the second quarter. They were 3 for 15 in the first quarter shooting from the floor. They picked it up a little bit, but only 5 for 15 in the second quarter. They have 8 turnovers on the night so far and 12 rebounds. If you go down individually, Coach probably a little happier with the scoring, the way it's spread out across these teams. Lamberson with a pair, Miller with 3, Miner with 2, Dubois with 2, Krupp with 2, 4 for the other Lamberson, and then Grube with 4 here tonight. But all in all, for the Bears playing on their home court in their home tournament, I'm sure Coach Grosjean not happy with an 8 for 30 shooting effort here in that opening half. And those 8 turnovers and only 12 rebounds not been a good thing either. But again, it's been relatively one and done most of the night here for the Golden Bears. They're going to have to figure out a way to get a second and a third shot a little more often. And they're also going to have to figure out a way to get Allie Miner involved in this ball game, because Allie Miner is the type of young lady that you expect to go out on any given night and give you a double-double pretty much every night, and give you 18 or 20 every night, and she only has 10 so far in that opening half. So the Fairview Apaches have done a pretty good job of limiting her offensive production here, and hence the score at the half, 25-19 Fairview.
Want to thank our sponsors bringing you the broadcast on Q96.5, Newcomer, Schaefer, Spengler, and Breininger, AmeriMade Realty, American Family Insurance, Stark's Heating and Cooling, Fuel Supply, Fair Auto Repair, the Fairview Athletic Boosters, and Lamberson Packaging Solutions. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we will have the second half action after this on BMU and Q96.5.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory, in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and high-speed internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
The holiday season is very special this year at Bryan Ford Lincoln. We're back in our new space and it feels really good, and I'd love for you to come out and walk through it with us. There are some tremendous deals going on now for model year clearance. The 2017s are reduced, 2018s already have tremendous rebates, and we have a great selection of pre-owned vehicles that aren't just about Fords and Lincolns. But most of all, I want to say best wishes for the Christmas season and all good happiness in 2018.
Back out at Bryan High School, game number 2 of the Holiday Classic, the Lady Bear Holiday Classic, finds the Fairview Apaches on top of the Bryan Golden Bears 25-19. Chris Malanga alongside Jim Funderburg. Good to have you back, buddy.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what.
Coming out of retirement.
Kind of
at least the next 2 nights.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Holy mackerel, man. That didn't last very long.
That's right, that's right.
That's okay.
I knew Mrs. Funderburg would want you out of the house. I knew it.
That's how it works.
That's right. She's like, don't you have a basketball game or something to do?
Yeah, time out. You've not gone anywhere here this in the winter yet. Yeah, time out, man. Go away.
So it'll be the Lady Bears that'll get, nope, the Lady Apaches will get the ball to start. I was wondering if they flipped the arrow. Lady Apaches will start. They are leading 25-19. They've got 12 points from Mercedes Wagner and 11 points from Kendra Schrader. Wagner will do the inbound honors, and we'll find Schrader. They get underneath, and it gets knocked out of bounds, and will stay with Fairview.
Nice job by Grube that time to deny the basketball as they're trying to get that ball down and let the big girl pound it onto to the rim.
That's all she's trying to do. That's their offense right now. Talk about an offense set up for personnel, huh?
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah. Yep.
Schrader with the basketball over to Carly Wendling, and it was tapped, so no over and back violation. And Miner is working on Wendling. Wendling able to get it down to Vetter. Vetter will look to drive, and then they find Wagner underneath. Ball knocked away, and Miner will come down with it quickly. Miner doesn't wait. She dribbles out to Kelly Miller, who launches a 3, nothing but net.
There you go.
Kelly Miller now with 6 points. If she gets hot again, Kelly Miller can really change the concept of this game. Wagner launches a 3, and you don't often see the post player launching 3s. She misses, and Cindy Lamberson will bring it down with a layup, and she will be fouled by Wagner. Both of them hit the deck, though. So that'll be Wagner's second foul.
A little more activity right out of the gates here for the Golden Bears. That's good to see.
Yep. That'll put Sydney Lamberson to the line, shooting 2. First one by Sydney is no good. Main stop scoreboard reads 25-22 in favor of the Apaches. with 7:13 to play, third quarter. Next one rattles in and out. Wagner with the rebound. So got to take advantage of those opportunities at the foul line. They get it underneath quickly to Schrader, who dishes to Vetter, no good. Rebound comes down to Sydney Lamberson. Lamberson over to Krupp, now back to Miller, now back to Lamberson. And it looks like the Bears are doing a better job of denying a second shot on the other end.
Yeah, that's maybe it's that end of the floor. I don't know,
Yeah.
but they're just a little more active right now.
Going to get a traveling violation on Allie Miner, so Miner's night not going as planned.
Miner trying to make something happen just a little bit too quickly there. She shuffled those shoes.
She only has 2 points on the night.
Both teams down with a turnover.
Miller knocks the ball, and it was tapped off of Riley Mueller.
Nice hustle by Miller. Yep. That's 2 turnovers now for Fairview.
Yep, Mueller was trying to get that one, and she got it tipped, and then going after it, knocked it out of bounds. So Bears will have it. Allie Miner with it over to Miller. Miller feeds underneath to Lamberson. Lamberson catches, and then is fouled. I think that's going to be on Riley Mueller. We'll see what the call is, though. It is. Mueller with 3 fouls now, 2 team fouls. And so they will hustle Caitlin Smith in to replace her. Mueller's been pretty good on the court.
Got a nice job as sophomore, too.
Yep.
So young gal getting some good minutes tonight.
They'll inbound to McKenna Grube under the basket. Grube will give it to Miner. Miner goes to throw up a shot and is denied, and Fairview will quickly get it down to Wagner. Wagner dishes at the last second to Schrader, who misses it. Now Wagner puts the rebound back up, no good, and the rebound comes down the other side to Grube, and Grube doesn't have anybody to throw it to, so she waits and now finds Miller. Now Miner with the basketball on the wing, back to Miller, now to Grube. Grube will drive. Grube will run into some trouble, give back out to Lamberson. Lamberson with the basketball as we go under 6 minutes to play, and a Fairview 3-point lead here in the third quarter. Miller with a basketball. Now back to Lamberson. Lamberson looks to drive, then to Miner. Miner gives back to Lamberson. Sydney will launch a bucket, and it's good. That was a 2-pointer. She was just inside the arc, and now we've got a 1-point ball game. Fairview brings it down. Wagner launches a shot, and it is good. Wow, Mercedes Wagner shooting from everywhere on the court.
Yeah.
So it's back to a 3-point contest. Sydney Lamberson with it. Feeds underneath to Kennedy Lamberson. Kennedy will make a nice move, put up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down, and then it's going to be with Fairview as Caitlin Smith able to finally retain it as it bounced around. They'll get it down to Wagner, and Wagner almost loses the basketball. But she's able to dish off to Kendra Schrader. Ball is on the floor. Schrader misses the shot, then she'll give back out to Allison Vetter, who will miss. Now Wagner will pick up the rebound, no good. And now Allie Miner will get it. So Miner will bring it down for the Lady Bears. Miner gives to Kennedy Lamberson. Lamberson will put up a shot and good, and now we're back to a 1-point ball game. Kennedy now with 8 points on the night. Quickly they give to Schroeder. Shot is missed. It will go off. The rebound will go off of Sydney Lamberson's hands. Kayla Arnold will check back into the game, as will Bailey Krupp.
Man, I'll tell you, as hot as they were in the first quarter is as cold as they are in the third quarter now for Fairview. Having a hard time finding the rim here at this point in time. They hit 60% of that opening quarter. They're probably hitting about 25 right now, just in rough math here.
We got Krupp, Seamer, Kennedy Lamberson, Kayla Arnold, and Allie Miner in for the Bears.
I got it down 1 for 7. How's that? It's even worse than that.
Yeah.
1 for 7.
Yep. It's been a rough night. Carly Wendling will launch a bucket, no good. Rebound knocked around, and Mercedes Wagner picks it up. Wagner now with it. She'll look to drive. She'll run into Kayla Arnold. Will hit the deck. Fairview retains possession with Wendling. Vetter now with the basketball. Back out to Wendling. They're double teaming Wagner now. And Wagner loses out of bounds. They're going to say it was off of her and give it to Bryan.
Lob pass went down the double team. They had her stacked top and bottom, and she just lost the handle and went out of bounds. That's the third turnover now of the third quarter as well, to go along for a 1 for 8 shooting performance here midway through the third.
Main stop scoreboard shows 27-26 in favor of Bryan to go to the 4-minute mark of the third quarter, game number 2 of the Holiday Classic. Kennedy Lamberson with the basketball, and gets tipped back to Minor. Minor will drive, put up a shot with the right hand, and that's good. Now the Bears take a lead, 28-27. Minor now playing defense the other way.
Need to get Minor involved. That's only 4 points for Allie Minor here, midway through the third.
Fairview's going to call a timeout. It will be a coach's timeout and a full timeout, so we'll take it with them. The main stop scoreboard shows the score 28-27 in favor of the Golden Bears. Back after this on BMU in the Q. All right, we're back here. 28-27, the Bears on top of things.
We got KB at the control of this big old spaceship right now. That's kind of exciting. KB getting his very first opportunity, man, to be the man.
The man.
And he is quite capable of doing it. I think we're going to see Eric Hu after that, at the end of this one. Eric will not be back probably after KB shows his wares here tonight.
Coach Williams wanted that, Wilson, excuse me, I keep saying Williams. Wilson wanted that timeout there because that was a good old run there by the Golden Bears.
Very good run, very good third quarter so far for the Bears. And you know what I say, if you call him Williams long enough, she'll change her name.
There you
know
go.
what I mean? Well, that guy's got to have something going there, I think, with that name. Maybe that's maybe we'll just change that thing.
All right, so we favorite basketball.
I made him happen.
Allison Vetter will find Caitlin Smith. Smith back to Wendling. Fairview now down by 1 at 3:29 to play. Third quarter action at the Holiday Classic. Nice job there on defense by Kayla Arnold. Almost with the steal. And now we're going to bump offensive foul the other way on Caitlin Smith. That'll be her first foul. I think it was 24. There we go, 24. Team third. So Minor will inbound and give to Kayla Arnold. Arnold with the basketball. Over to Minor on the right wing. Minor launches a three. Got it, nothing but net. Maybe that's the spark you need.
Now we're talking.
31-27, Lady Bears.
7 now for Minor tonight. Five of them right here in the third quarter.
And that'll be a backcourt violation and out of bounds, so that'll be a Bryan Golden Bear basketball.
You know what else I think, Chris? I think the defensive intensity's picked up quite a bit for the Bears in this third quarter as well.
Absolutely.
Got to believe that Coach brought them into the locker room at halftime and said, guys, this is our tournament. You know, last year we missed the finals. We're not missing it tonight. Pick up the intensity level a little bit, and they've done a nice job here in this third quarter.
So Allie DuBois will inbound the basketball. Arnold with it.
They've outscored Fairview 12-2 in the third.
There you go. That's how you win basketball games. But Mercedes Wagner's back in the game. They double team Kayla Arnold, who gives to DuBois and puts it up and in. Well, that's good if they can get Allie DuBois involved. 33-27, 2:25 to play third quarter. Now we're looking like the Lady Bears. And that's going to be a foul on Allie DuBois as they tried to go in. And apparently they were shooting. Vetter will go to the line to shoot 2.
Unofficially have them down for 1 for 10 now from the floor.
All right, Vetter makes the first one. Lamberson will come in and Seymour will go out. And Grube will come in and Miller will come in. Arnold will sit down. So your 5 on the floor right now is Grube, DuBois, Minor, Kennedy Lamberson, and Kelly Miller. Second one is good. 4-point ball game on the main stop scoreboard, 33-29. Bears in favor. 2:16 to play, third quarter. Miner will bring the basketball down. Miner goes to the left, gives to Kennedy Lamberson. Lamberson fakes, back to Miller, left wing. Miller throws it off of the foot of Carly Wendling, and the Bears will inbound on their sideline right in front of the coaching staff. Miller with a basketball. To Miner. Miner back to Miller, sets her feet at the top of the key, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Fairview. And Fairview will quickly clear it. Mercedes Wagner with it. She'll pop a shot. Oh, she throws a pass up to Riley Mueller, rather, and Mueller was just in a perfect position to get that.
Mueller now with 4 in the night.
Now it's a 2-point game.
2 in the first half, 2 in the second half. McKenna Grube was wide open along that baseline. They missed her that time, Chris.
She was. Miner with the basketball. They'll reset. Maybe playing for one shot, but there's still 1:14 to play. DuBois with the basketball. Picks up her dribble. Now Miner gets it. Miner drives baseline, puts up a shot and good. Allie Miner now with 9 points on the night, so she's really picked things up as we go under a minute to play with a 4-point Golden Bear lead. Vetter with the basketball, working on Kennedy Lamberson. Then Miller intercepts the pass and knocks it out of bounds. They were looking for Olivia Rasisa and not be able to pick her up. So Mueller will now inbound on the baseline. They find Wagner, and stepping in front of that pass is Kennedy Lamberson. And now the ball's loose on the floor, and we've got a jump. Is that what we got, a jump ball call? Yes, we do. And that'll go to the Lady Bears. A good defense there by the Lady Bears that time, Jim.
Good job by the Bears defense in this third quarter has been very exceptional. They had a tough time in that first half, hence the 25-19 score at halftime. But this is only 6 points now allowed by Fairview with 44 seconds left in the third quarter. So Bears have to be very happy with the way they've ratcheted things up here in this quarter.
Absolutely. 35 seconds to play.
Yeah.
Feeding underneath to Kennedy Lamberson, puts up a shot. She will be fouled. That'll be, I think, Mercedes Wagner. We'll see. Yep. So that'll be Wagner's third foul. So you got to watch that for them, because she's probably the most important player right now for them in terms of height.
You know, she had 12 in the first half. She's only got 1 bucket here in the second half of the third quarter.
Kennedy Lamberson makes the first one. Wagner will sit down. Caitlin Smith will check in for her.
So the adjustments they've made at halftime on Wagner has been very successful here in quarter number 3.
Second one for Kennedy is up as good as well. Lamberson now with double digits, 10 points, 29.4 to go in the third quarter, a 6-point lead for the Lady Bears. Fairview brings it up. Caitlin Smith with the basketball. They'll give underneath. Shot up and no good for Olivia Rasisa. She was down underneath, down low, and couldn't make the shot. So Smith now with the basketball as Fairview got that rebound. They'll feed it underneath again. That is up and good. Count the, nope, she missed the shot, but she'll head to the line. Foul's going to be on Sydney Lamberson. That'll be her second, and that'll put Riley Mueller at the line to shoot 2. Mueller with 4 points on the night. First one for Mueller is nothing but cords.
Let's hope tomorrow night that the Paulding team is the home team so they can wear their whites.
Yeah. Next one up and good.
Fairview, I think, will be okay, gold or white either way, but that maroon was a little tough to deal with.
Allie Miner threw up a long three-pointer, left 1.6 seconds on the clock. What they need to do is not find somebody wide open. They need to cover everybody. So now a long ball the other way is no good. So we end the third quarter of play with the score: the Lady Bears 37, the Lady Apaches 33. Back after this on BMU and Q96.5.
This is
At Krill Funeral Service, we are professionals with the sincere desire to reward every family who have placed their trust and confidence in us by being attentive to every detail, displaying the highest level of courtesy and compassion, and providing the greatest measure of respect for their wishes. As remembrance planners, our goal is to help families find joy in the way they choose to remember, honor, and celebrate the wonderful life of their loved one. Krill Funeral Service, we are experts at helping hearts heal.
This is my story. I'm a mother of 3, a wife, and a cat operator. I earned my degree in mechanical engineering technologies. Now I have a career doing exactly what I studied. I learned more, now I earn more.
Back out at Bryan, it's the Holiday Classic entering the fourth quarter of play. The Lady Bears of Bryan over the Lady Apaches of Fairview, 37-33 on the main stop scoreboard. Any third quarter stats? Are you adding those up right now?
I'm working on it, man. I'm
Jim's
working
got
on
the abacus out.
Kind of slow here tonight.
Yep.
First time of the year, so it's got to kind of warm up, but I'll give you a quick feel for it. Fairview hit 2 for 14 from that third quarter up from the floor. Bryan 7 for 12. That sounds like a little flip-flop of that first quarter that we saw.
And we're going to get a turnover on the first possession as Riley Mueller stepped out of bounds. So now the Bears will have it, and Fairview on the full court press now. They get it down quickly to McKenna Grube, then over to Kennedy Lamberson, who puts it up and in. If you're going to press, that's how you're going to break it. And the lead is extended to 6. Fairview comes down quickly. Kendra Schrader with the basketball. Over to Riley Mueller. Mueller will take a couple steps in, put up a shot, no good. And we're going to get a foul the other way, and that's going to be on Mercedes Wagner. That should be 3. That should be 4 on her. It is. So Wagner may have to come out. Let's see what they do here. Wagner sits down. Checking in is Olivia Rasisa. Okay, so they pull the press off.
Again, only 8 points for Fairview in that third quarter as the Bears outscored them 18-8 in quarter number 3.
Underneath, shot up and missed by Kennedy Lamberson. That was a nice feed from Allie Miner, and I think we're going to get a, nope, they said it was just off of the Bears.
Nice backdoor cut by Lamberson. They were able to find her coming down that baseline, but she just put up a wild shot.
Yep. Fairview will come the other way with Kendra Schrader to Baker. Baker back to Vetter. Vetter on the left side having trouble controlling the basketball, and quickly Kennedy Lamberson comes up on her, but she's able to get rid of it. And then Kendall Baker lets the ball sit on the court, and a jump ball will get it to the Golden Bears as Fairview entered the ball to start the fourth quarter. McKendry Seamer will check back in. McKenna Grube will sit down. So 6:52 to play in this one. Bears lead by 6. Miner with a basketball over the timeline. Over to Arnold on the right side. Arnold finds Miller. Miller can't catch the basketball, and we're getting a backcourt violation. Kendall Baker did a good job, and the Bryan coaches want to push, and they didn't get it. All of them were up. All 4 of them were up.
Telling their story, man. Telling their story.
So Fairview inbounds. Vetter with the basketball. Now Baker. Baker will try to feed underneath, and we're going to get a foul on McKendry Seamer. And Seamer will have her first foul. That'll be the 3rd team foul for the Bears. Coach Grosjean's incredulous at this point.
Didn't take a lot for him to get that way. You know,
Well, he wanted the foul down here, and that one seemed kind of iffy, but nice backdoor cut by Kendra Schrader for 2 more for Fairview. That's 13 for her. 4-point lead for the Bears, and the Bears need to get back into this fourth quarter mentality, the same as the third quarter mentality, right?
Yeah, they really do. started to pull away just a little bit from Fairview. Now they've put it into cruise control just a little bit.
Arnold with the shot misses. Seamer comes down with the rebound. Back to Arnold. Now into Seamer. Seamer catches, puts up a shot off glass, and good. So first points of the night for McKendree Seamer, and it's 41-35. Fairview comes in quickly, intercepting the pass is Minor. Let's see what they do. Minor will bring it down quickly, then she'll slow it up. Give over to Kayla Arnold on the left wing. Good shots is what the Bears need right now.
Yeah.
Arnold, they call it for traveling. She ran into Olivia Resisa. She came into that front court there.
3 turnovers now for the Bears, only 1 turnover in the quarter for Fairview, and that's the reason that this has gotten a little closer.
Yep. Whole host of Lady Bears check in. Sydney Lamberson's back in. McKenna Grube's back in. Krupp's back in. So Bears with kind of a 3/4 court press. Vetter with the basketball, and we're going to get a timeout, a 30-second timeout for Fairview. So, Jim, 5:18 remaining, 4th quarter. What's Coach Grosjean saying to the ladies in this timeout?
Again, I think they came out in this quarter and they slowed things down. They lost their focus just a little bit. He's trying to get them revved up the same way they were in that 3rd quarter. You pointed it out very appropriately. They played a wonderful 3rd quarter. If they play that way again in the 4th quarter, they run away with this thing. They're up 15 or so. They can cruise their way in, but if they go to sleep like they did, they turn the ball over a little bit, they slow things down, they're not quite as sharp with their cuts, they're not playing the defense they played in that 3rd quarter, all of a sudden this becomes a ball game again, and just that 6 points, 41-35 with 5:18 to play in this game. This game's up for grabs right now.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure that's what he said.
So Riley Mueller will inbound.
Either get out and win this thing tonight so we can play tomorrow night, or, I don't want to show up again tomorrow night.
That's right.
Maybe that's what he's told him.
We're going to get a foul on Allie Minor going for the basketball. That'll be 2 on her.
Again, it's just really amazing. Minor with 2 points in the first half. Tallied 7 in quarter number 3. And again, I don't have her down for a shot yet here in the quarter number 3.
So Fairview able to inbound to Vetter. Actually, the pass was not held very well. But they're able to make something out of nothing, and we've got a push. And is that shot going to count?
No, I think it's good. They're going to wave it off, I believe.
See.
Well, let's see. Well, we'll see.
Okay, so foul's going to be on 34. Riley Mueller. Nope. No, it's going to be on 12. Olivia Resisa. Nope, it'll be 34. Riley Miller. They counted the bucket.
Going to say the bucket is good, though, yeah.
They counted the bucket.
First points of the night for Resisa.
And they're going to say the bucket was good, and they're going to say afterwards was the foul. So that makes it 41-38 with 5:09 to play in this one. Wow. So Bryan with the basketball, and they got some work to do with 5 minutes to play. Krupp with it, feeds it underneath, shot up, and that is good. That is McKenna Grube. Now the Bears need to play some good D. Quickly up with Schrader. Schrader working on Sydney Lamberson. Shot is missed. Coming down with the rebound is Grube. And now Minor will dribble down slowly. She'll give over on the right side to Krupp. Krupp bounce pass to Grube. Grube looking for some help, gives over to Sydney Lamberson. Lamberson looks to drive, then gives back over to Krupp. Krupp back to Minor, top of the key. Bears trying to slow this down, burn some clock. Over to Miller. Oh, nice move through the middle of the key, but then she lost the basketball, was Bailey Krupp. So quickly down to Schrader. Schrader loses the basketball, can't control it, but still able to get it and put it up and in. So now a three-point game, 43-40. 3:47 remaining on the main stop scoreboard. And Coach Grosjean wants to talk it out, and it'll be a full timeout. We're going to take it with them. It is 43-40. Golden Bears clinging to a 3-point lead on BMU Channel 3 and Q96.5.
They say there is strength in numbers. In Bryan, we have always taken pride in supporting our Golden Bear student athletes in all of their sporting endeavors. The Bryan Athletic Boosters now have a chance for you to get into the game. If you're
Hey there, I'm Dieter Held with Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln in Montpelier, Ohio. Here to tell you a little bit about the 2018 Ford Escape lease specials that we have going on this month. This 2018 White Gold Escape SE comes equipped with 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth, heated seats, and a reverse backup camera. Best of all, this 2018 Escape lease special comes in as low as $249 a month here at Williams County's #1 volume leader, Daryl Shirkey Ford Lincoln.
Back at Bryan, it's 43-40. Lady Bears holding on, trying to hold on against a Fairview team that is hungry for a win. Last year, the Lady Bears didn't make it into the finals of their own tournament, and this year they're looking forward to a date with Stryker if they can hold out on this one.
Outscored 7-6 here in quarter number 4. So I would think the reason that timeout was called was to have that conversation right now, Chris. And I would think they've been pretty deliberate with offensively, but they need to be deliberate, and then they need to capitalize. They need to score.
Miner has the basketball for the Bears. Miner will drive, put up a shot. It's going to be, she wanted the foul. She didn't get it. And it'll be Bears ball underneath. So Miller will inbound. Miner has it now again. Now back to Miller. Miller launches a 3, no good. Rebound comes down and knocked out of bounds. That'll be off Fairview. That'll stay with the Bears underneath. Coach Wilson very vocal.
Either one of these teams tomorrow night are going to be fun to watch play against Stryker.
Yep, absolutely.
See whether they have anything to slow down the Grimm and the Dorman girl.
Yep.
Who just put on a clinic in that first game tonight.
Kelly Miller launches a 3, no good. Rebound comes down to Kennedy Lamberson. Kennedy just needs to go there. Yep, Kennedy needs to hold on the ball, and then Kennedy will draw the foul. It's going to be on number 14, Kendra Schrader. That'll be her second, team 7th, so Kennedy will go to the line. And I think we're doing a 1-and-1. Yep, they are doing a 1-and-1 as Wagner will check back in, as will Riley Mueller. That's really weird. They put Mueller in. I guess Mueller's just as tall.
Not quite, but you know, they put her down on that block and they move Wagner up on top. Obviously, maybe expecting maybe a long rebound that she can jump into the lane, grab, and put back.
Lamberson with the 1-and-1 opportunity here. First one, good.
They crash her to the board from the top spot is what they're trying to do, Chris. When you take a look at that play at the end of the when they makes the shot, when Lamberson made that shot, she came crashing for the top to that board. So they like to have her there. And if you don't box her out, she's got an easy putback if the ball comes back out.
Second one is good as well, so now it's a 5-point lead. Fairview with the basketball, still in their own backcourt. And finally, Schrader will get it over and get it down to Wagner. Wagner will cross court, it gets tipped into the hands of Kennedy Lamberson. Lamberson will feed down, putting up a shot, and no good is Bailey Krupp, but she was fouled on the way down. And that's going to be on number 4, Carly Wendling. That'll be her second, team 8.
You know what? Wagner, who had 12 in the first half, has only, let's see, 2 points here in the second half. And Schrader, who had 11, also with only 2 points. It's been Rashisi, who is the young lady that's kept them in the ball game in the second half.
Wagner is there on the back there. Second shot is good as Bailey Krupp went 1 for 2. 6-point lead for the Bears, 2:45 to play here in the fourth quarter. Schrader bringing the ball up, loses the basketball again, but she pulls it down and then puts up a shot. Now a double team, and we're going to get a timeout for Coach Grosjean as Kennedy Lamberson was all swallowed up between Schrader and Wagner. And I think it's going to be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here, Jim, and thank our sponsors bringing you the game on BMU TV. Bryan Ford, Northwest State Community College, Krill Funeral Home and Crematory, the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Darrow Shirkey Ford, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, and BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. In the consolation game for the JV, Stryker and Fairview tomorrow. Those games will start at 2:30 and approximately 4 o'clock. And the championship game for the JV will be Paulding and Bryan. So excited there. Stryker has already punched its ticket with a win over Paulding here in the first game tonight. The Bears will hopefully be punching a ticket if they can hang on to a lead at 46-40. But either team will be a tough test for Stryker. Minor will bring the basketball up. Bears with a 6-point lead with 2:23 remaining, fourth quarter. McKenna Grube with it. She'll give to Sydney Lamberson. Lamberson will find Minor, right wing. Minor finds Sydney Lamberson. Sydney will give back to Kennedy Lamberson. Now over to Minor again on the right wing. Minor looks to drive. Dishes over to Grube. Grube back to Minor. Minor protecting the basketball. She'll drive the lane. Bounce pass over to Sydney Lamberson. Now back out to Kayla Arnold. Nice job by the Lady Bears to move things around and burn some time. Kennedy Lamberson now working against Riley Mealer, and Mealer will draw the foul. That'll be 5 for Riley Mealer.
Mealer got a little frustrated, kind of put a shoulder into Lamberson as she turned that corner. And the Bears quite content to work clock with a 6-point lead. Chris, you're right. I don't know, tomorrow night with Stryker scoring 69 tonight. First of all, how are you going to slow them down point-wise? And the second ball game right now at 46. If you can't slow them down, how do you score with them tomorrow night, huh?
Kennedy makes the first one. Lamberson now with 15 points on the night.
3 for 3 from the charity line here in this fourth quarter.
Second one is up and good. Nothing but net again. Now it's an 8-point Bryan lead. Bears disrupting back in the backcourt. Mercedes Wagner will bring it up. And we're going to get a timeout from the coach. It'll be a full timeout.
Down 8, they need to get some things figured out with only a minute and a half to go, Chris.
Yep, absolutely. It's a full timeout, so we're going to take it with them. 48-40, Bears lead after this.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
It's been said a million times, there's nothing in the world more important than family. We understand that at Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory. Our entire staff is like family to us. They are some of the most caring, thoughtful, and dedicated people in our industry. In fact, our newest members are part of my family. When the time comes for your family to say goodbye, remember our family, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home and Crematory in Bryan, Sherwood, West Unity, and Hamilton.
Back out at Bryan, Lady Bears lead by 8 with 1:36 remaining here in the second game of tonight's Holiday Classic. Stryker punched its ticket in game number 1. Let's see if the Bears can go in game number 2. Fairview playing really tough now. Allison Vetter will lose the basketball. Kayla Arnold will come down with it, and she'll give to Minor. Minor working on Kendra Schrader. Minor gets fouled, hits the deck. That'll be on Schrader. 3 for her. Bears now in the double bonus, so that'll put Allie to the line to shoot 2. Minor's first is up and good. Bears looking for a 10-point lead here on this next foul shot.
Minor now with 10 points on the night, too.
Second one is up and good. 2 Bears in double figures. That's Kennedy Lamberson and Minor. Fairview looking for some help. That is Olivia Recisa. It's the longest 5 count I've ever seen. But Bears able to steal it away. Now Kendra Schrader will foul Minor again, trying to extend this game.
Well, with a minute and 2 left to go, that's about all you've got. You're down 10.
Yep.
You have a choice. You can commit your fouls and hope, or you can just call it a night and go home. And set yourself up with a meeting tomorrow night for the Paulding Panthers in the opening of our 2 ball games here from Bryan.
First one for Allie is good.
And I'd say if you're going to foul Allie Minor, you probably might as well just go home.
Second one for Minor is good.
That's 4 in a row for Allie.
Fairview with it. Quickly will run down Schrader, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Kennedy Lamberson, and they'll get another foul. This one might be on Mercedes Wagner. Nope, it's going to be on Schrader. So Schrader's night is done with 5 fouls. That's the second Lady Bear, or Lady Apache, that has fouled out tonight.
And Schrader steps away with 13 points. She had 11 of those in the first half.
So checking in for Schrader will be Kendall Baker. Hopefully we'll talk with Coach Todd Grosjean after the game tonight. That's up and good. 13-point lead now for the Bears. Going to see Hannah Maxey into the game. Also, a whole host of Fairview Apaches.
Bears hit their last 10 free throws now, Chris. That's 6 on the night for Lamberson and 14 total points.
I'm not even going to try to give you all the Fairview Apaches that came in. They just did a 5 swap, so as they touch the ball, I'll do my best. Sam McLaughlin will inbound. Do know that. And we're at JV team now, so can't give you names. This is Riley Collins. She traveled with the basketball. So the Bears will have it with 43 seconds to go, a 14-point lead. It appears that they will meet Stryker in game number 2 tomorrow night. Game number 1 will be Fairview and Paulding. Allie Dubois with the basketball. Over to Hannah Maxey. Bears is trying to run the clock. Kelly Miller now. 23 seconds to play. Lexi Deach. Underneath, stolen away by Fairview. Fairview will launch one, no good. Rebound comes down to the Bears. It's going to be contested, and we're going to get a jump. Nope, we're going to get a foul. No, a jump ball. We'll stay with Fairview. 2.4 seconds to play. Apaches to inbound under their own basket. They get it. Sam McLaughlin will lose it out of bounds, and that'll do the game. And their final score from game number 2, the Lady Bears of Bryan 54, the Lady Apaches of Fairview 40. We'll be back to check stats and then also hopefully talk to Coach Todd Grosjean after this.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Back out at Bryan High School. It is 54-40 on the main stop scoreboard. The Lady Bears of Bryan beat the Apaches of Fairview in game number 2 of tonight's doubleheader. That means the Fairview Apaches will meet the Paulding Panthers tomorrow night in game number 1. That'll happen about 6 o'clock tomorrow night. And then in the nightcap, it'll be the Bryan Lady Bears and the Stryker Panthers. We'll have both those games for you on BMU Channel 3 and on Q 96.5 FM. Jim Funderburg is quickly tallying up some scores, and he's been gracious enough to join me tonight here for the broadcast, and had a good game tonight. Jim brought you the first game as the Stryker Panthers were victorious in that one. So Jim's wrapping things up here. We're also waiting to talk to Coach Todd Grosjean. He'll be up shortly. He wanted to go have a chat with his team, and I think the chat with his team that he had at halftime was probably one for the record books.
Yeah, I would think so.
I tell you what, that's the first question I have for Todd is, what did you say at halftime?
Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea. Well, let's talk about this thing just a little bit. Chris, how's that? You ready for me?
Yep, sounds good.
Start with Fairview. They had 40 points tonight. They were actually up at halftime 25-19. Let's go all the way back to the first quarter, though. They got off to a good start. They were up 16-9 at the end of 1, at 25-19 at the end of 2. And then the third quarter, all of a sudden, Bryan started to wake up, playing a little better basketball. At the end of 3, Bryan was ahead, actually 37-33. Final score tonight, 54-40 Bryan, as they kind of cruise their way to a win tonight. The interesting part, Fairview started really hot, 8 for 14 in that first quarter. Then they were 4 for 13 in the second quarter. They were 2 for 14 in the third quarter. They were 3 for 10 in the third quarter. So that first quarter was on fire, but from that point on, they just kind of worked their way backwards. On the night, I had them down unofficially at 17 for 51, 16 turnovers, and 28 rebounds on the night. They were paced tonight by Wagner, who had 14, and Schroeder with 13. But go back to the half. Wagner had 12 at the first half, so she only scored 2 in the second half.
She was a force in the first half.
Yeah. Schroeder had 11 in the first half. She only had 2 in the second half. So another good question for Coach Grosjean. What'd they do to Wagner and Schroeder tonight to shut their water off in the second half? For the Bears, they started really slow. 3 for 15 in that first quarter, 5 for 15 in the second quarter. Then they were 7 for 12 in quarter number 3. It got them down officially 4 for 10 in that fourth quarter. I have them down 19 for 52 from the floor, 14 for 17 from the free throw line.
That's always good when you can do that.
Did a real nice job from the charity line tonight. In fact, they made their last 10. I have them down for the last 10 unofficially. And Lamberson with her last 6, and 4 for Minor. Quickly with some individual stats, it was Lamberson with 2, 6 for Miller, 2 for Seamer, 13 for Minor tonight on kind of a slow night. Krupp had 3, 16 for Lamberson, and 6 for Grube. And a pretty good night, and especially a good second half for the Golden Bears here tonight, Coach.
Coach Todd Grosjean is joining us. Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Hey, I thought the guy next to you retired.
he did retire, but we brought him back tonight for this one.
Good to see you, Jim.
Good to see you.
Talk about the first question we had is, what did you say to those girls at halftime?
It came down to the point where we weren't doing defensively what we needed to the first half, and I think it was the Schrader girl just ate us alive. The first half had 10 points, and Wagner, we didn't get a body on her, and it kind of got away from us there in the first half. And we talked about, knowing where she's at, moving her off the block, and McKenna did a nice job on her in the second half. And our guards finally got up on the ball and put some pressure on the passers. So we took some things away.
I'll tell you what, you did indeed, because those two girls had a combined 4 points in the second half. So they really played much better.
Well, we were pretty proud of the fact I think we gave up 15 points the second half and made them work for every one of them. And we got to the free throw line down the stretch. That was good to see, Kennedy and some of the girls knock some free throws down so we could stretch that lead and protect it.
Absolutely, and it's good to close out a game when you get ahead there. So.
Yeah, and we got some great minutes out of our bench. I thought Allie DuBois didn't play play a ton of minutes tonight, but she got to the basket a couple times. Callie Miller came in, knocked down a couple big threes that we needed early to keep us close, and right down the line, I thought Kayla Arnold, I don't know if she scored tonight, but she always gives us great minutes defensively. McKendry Seamer didn't play a ton of minutes, but she's active on the offensive glass, and spelled McKenna Grube, who has really, stepped back into the limelight here, and defensively has done a nice job on some pretty good post players.
Good to have her back, huh?
Oh yeah, that was crushing last year when we lost her, especially at the defensive end and rebounding, and she brings a lot of energy and a lot of heart to that post position.
Questions for Coach?
Yeah, let's talk about tomorrow night, Coach. I mean, that's not an easy task playing against that Stryker team. They look like they're pretty much where they want to be right now at this time of year.
Well, Coach Brown obviously does an outstanding job. Every year they get the kids out and they reload, and it seems like Haley Dorman's been there for 6 years, I think. At some point, hopefully she graduates. But the Grimm girl had an outstanding game tonight. They've got a lot of weapons, and we've been pretty gracious hosts the last few years in this tournament, and hopefully we've got something to say about that tomorrow night.
Todd, does that ever come up when you talk to your girls about your place, your tournament? Last year you had a great game in that opener against Stryker. Okay, that probably was the championship game of the tournament last year. But does it ever come up as a motivational tool to say, hey guys, this is ours, let's win this thing?
Well, we don't talk a lot about it. I know the kids really like playing in this and hosting it. I know they've got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder about the fact that Stryker's won this so many times, and they were right there. We were right there last year, and I think the year before it came down to a half-court shot that Allie Miner missed. It was a close game as well. So, we'll have our hands full. Hopefully, we got a little bit left in the tank that when we show up tomorrow, and we can guard a little bit better than we did tonight, because we're going to have to.
Allie had a big third quarter. Which really kind of set the stage for you guys, because you took this game over in that quarter number 3, it looked like.
And she's had a couple games where she struggled to get her first or second shot to go down, and then she kind of presses a little bit and then gets bumped around a little bit, and she's got to learn from it, and I think she stepped up tonight and took a step forward in that aspect, that she wanted the ball, and she made some great dishes, got in the lane and found McKenna Grube for a really nice power up, and so we're making strides with her, and obviously she's been around the block a little bit, so we need her to contribute.
All right, well, best of luck tomorrow night as you play in the second game and play Stryker, and hopefully you can bring home a win in the tournament.
All right, thanks, Chris. Thanks, Jim.
Coach Grosjean tonight here on the Golden Bear Sports Network. We're going to take a quick timeout, come back with some final thoughts after this.
Tonight's broadcast of Golden Bear Sports is proudly streamed by BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. BMU is your hometown local provider for digital HD cable and high-speed internet. Call BMU today at 419-633-6100 or visit us on the web at cityofbryan.net. Go Bears from all of us at BMU.
Back out on BMU TV and Q96.5, letting you know what's going to happen tomorrow night. It'll be in game number 1, the consolation game, the Paulding Panthers against the Fairview Apaches. And in the nightcap, it'll be the Stryker Panthers and the Bryan Golden Bears. First game will start at 6 o'clock, just about with pregame about 15 minutes before on Q96.5, BryanSports.com, and BMU Channel 3. And then the Holiday Classic Championship game to follow that one. Let's take a look at some of our scores. In the first game, it was Stryker 69, Paulding 40, and that advanced Stryker to the championship game, Paulding to the consolation game, and then in our nightcap it was the Bryan Golden Bears 54, the Fairview Apaches 40. Want to thank all of our sponsors bringing you the game tonight. First on the cable side for BMU, Bryan Ford Lincoln, Northwest State Community College, Krill Funeral Home and Crematory by the Bryan Athletic Boosters, Darrow Shirkey Ford, Oberlin Turnbull Funeral Home, and BMU Cable and High-Speed Internet. On the radio side of things, newcomers Schaefer, Spengler, and Breininger, Amerimaid Realty, American Family Insurance, Starks Heating Cooling, Steel Supply, The Fair Auto Repair, Fairview Athletic Boosters, and Lamberson Packaging Solutions. This game has been a production of BMU and the Board of Public Affairs. Any rebroadcast or This game, without the express written consent of BMU, is strictly prohibited. One final time from Bryan, your final score, the Golden Bears 54, the Fairview Apaches 40. Thanks for joining us on BMU TV and Q96.5. Have a good night, everybody.